game for fans. His drive for accuracy and exactness is second.
Welcome to Snow College football, coming at you live from Ephraim, Utah. The Snow College Badgers taking on the Gila River Hawks. I'm Joe Williams with your play-by-play, and joining me this week is Duke Dance with your color.
Hey, Joe, thanks so much for having me today. It's great to be in Ephraim, Utah for Snow College football. My first time on Snow TV for a number of years, so excited about this one.
We're really happy to have you back, Duke, and we're really excited to watch this football game today. Snow's season closer.
It is. Snow College coming into this one 4-3. You know, Snow College in their first year as an independent, Joe.
Right.
Big aspirations, and they did such a good job scheduling and came out of the gate on fire, had that big win early on in the year, and it was on the road, I believe.
Yeah.
It traveled all over the country, and, you know, for the first year as an independent, they loaded the schedule, which is what you have to do as an independent school. And, you know, Snow College has done quite well. It didn't quite go as planned as you'd hope. You know, of course, the 3 losses and you know, the schedule proved to be a little too difficult. But, you know, you have a chance here to end the season on a high note. And for any college player, especially your sophomores, you're coming into this one and you think, I want to end with a win. We want to end the season with a win. We want to build on this and go into independent season next year with a high note and something to build off of.
Right, definitely. And what a team to play against. This is also the first time that Gila River, their very first season ever. So for our viewers that do not know, Gila River is not a community college. It's not even a school-sponsored team. It is more of a club sport out of Arizona. So all of the community colleges in Arizona dropped their football programs this season, but there were a lot of football players that still wanted to play. So they got together and they formed 5 teams. Within the first couple months of the season, 3 of those teams disbanded. They are no more. But the remaining 2 teams, one of which is Gila River Hawks.
You know, it's pretty amazing what Gila River does because it sounds like it's all privately funded. They don't have a college or an athletics department to back them. So a lot of these kids are paying their own way and trying to get themselves here, get themselves on the field, and they just want to play football, man. They just want to put the pads on and hit somebody. So you can't blame them. You got to credit them. And, you know, it's going to be a tough game for Gila River. Snow College has all the finances and the talent to back them up, right? And so Gila River is going to come into this one and just put on their best showing as possible. But, you know, on paper and on the matchup, it's going to be a tough one for the Hawks to take on the Badgers today. Snow College is looking to end a tough, grueling schedule with a big win, and the competition that Snow College has faced this year is going to be a little step above what the Hawks are going to bring to the table today.
Very much so.
So you look at this type of a matchup, and for Snow College, you're looking at this, and you're thinking, okay, how can we come into a game like this and just build on something to get our freshmen excited for next year? And if you're Gila River, you come into this and you think, okay, how do we keep our program going? How do we come up on the road and try and compete with such a good Snow College team to keep this thing going and try and build on what they have started?
And especially going back to what you were talking about earlier with Snow College's first independent season, it's really hard as an independent to get a bowl game when you're only playing 8 games a season, and especially when you lose 3 of those games. So for a lot of these sophomores, this is their last time in a Badger uniform.
By the way, Joe, end of October, what is it, 65 degrees out here? Something like that, man. There's not even a breeze in the air. Normally, October football, you got the players down there in their Under Armour, everything, hand warmers hidden in their shoes and all the cleats and everything like that. They got pads in their helmets to keep their ears from getting frostbitten.
There's not a cloud in the sky. You can see a bit of snow up there on the mountains in front of us, but other than that, I mean, what a beautiful day for a football game.
It's going to be great. Appreciate you joining us on Snow TV, right?
Snow
and
TV.
Centricom Channel 10. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah, so welcome. This is going to be an exciting game. Let's see. So we're about to have the coin toss here. We're about 3 minutes away from kickoff.
Snow College, of course, in the home orange.
Yeah.
And the River and the Hawks on the far end, and the dark blue and white.
You know what I like about these uniforms that the Badgers are in? You can read the numbers from way up here where we are.
Yeah.
We're up here at the top of the stands. And Snow College has these other uniforms. They're gray with those same dark blue numbers. So on those night games, it was hard to see who was doing what down there. That was real hard.
So we'll have the coin toss at midfield.
Here we go. Man. Big rosters for both teams. I think it was said Gila River has 65 players, and I'll bet Snow College has over 90.
And from the Badgers, number 2.
Definitely a full roster.
Yeah.
And number 5, Jeremiah.
We'll see who gets the start, though. We were talking earlier, we've seen starts with Snow College at the quarterback. We've seen both Braxton Kerr and Garrison Beach all season long. Braxton Kerr, coming into the season, was expected to be the starter all season. But once he started to have problems with injuries, they started working Garrison Beach in with the offense. And once Beach was able to prove what he could do, they've even started him sometimes while Kerr was healthy. So we'll see. Snow College won the toss.
They've elected to defer
And they defer. So Gila River will start with the ball.
to start the game.
You mentioned the two quarterbacks and what a luxury it is to have someone like Garrison Beach that can come in when needed and fill in, because that's not a tough role. Any position is going to be tough to come in and fill in, but everybody watches the quarterback. All eyes are on Beach when he comes in to fill in, and to be able to step up like as this season, that's been pretty impressive.
Right. So we'll go down to the field where the Badgers will do the haka. What an awesome tradition that is. Every single game, the Snow College Badgers start with the haka.
It's been going on for a long time, too. I was a student at Snow College way long ago. It was 2005. It was so long ago. And they weren't even orange at that point. They didn't even have lights on the field. So they did have electricity, so don't be giving me any grief about that.
Okay.
But, even the haka was going on at that time. And of course, the culture of the program and who they are and what Snow College football means doesn't change. And it's such a fun atmosphere here. We love Snow College football. And here we go, season ender. Let's close it out with a good one, and Snow College will set to kick off.
Jose Pisano, their kicker, and he'll set up, getting ready to kick off. Back to receive for the Hawks is number 4 and number 8. We have Keyshawn White and Casson Mason. Oh, well, that's Derek Suazo. Excuse me.
No wind here, but leave it to the football to still fall off the tee every time. It's got to happen once.
You can hear the pep band playing, getting ready to kick off. And here we go. Back to receive. That was White with the reception there. And he gets up past the 25, almost to the 30, and he's knocked out of bounds. The Hawks will take over from about their own 27-yard line.
Now, the thing to watch in a matchup like this is going to be, you saw White just explode on the return. Just because this program hasn't compiled wins like crazy doesn't mean they're not going to be fast, they're not going to be athletic, and Snow College can't come into this one sleeping. They've still got to have their X's and Q's ready to go. Right,
and one of the biggest keys to that, for their defense at least, is going to be Tony Mafaleo. What a season Tony Mafaleo has had. He has had multiple tackles every single game. And that was a handoff, and for a gain of about 2. Let's see, who was that on the carry? That was number 19 for the Hawks. Number 19, Jaden Thompson. Gila River's starting quarterback is number 2, Nathan Belt, out of Peoria, Arizona. He's in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers on his left. He's looking downfield, pump fake, and he's in trouble. The Badgers almost skid him, and he finds a receiver near midfield. and he pulls it down. Trevor Russell with the reception there at the 45-yard line.
Great job by Belt. Of course, the pressure was there. Had to flush out the other side. He was looking initially downfield. He had a three-receiver option on the left side. He wanted Maddox deep, but the defense was there, and he couldn't quite get him, so a great read by Belt to come back the other way and find a man.
He has one man in the backfield. Handoff. And met almost immediately by number 25 of the Badgers, Trace Tubay. The carry there by Thompson.
Every time you're a linebacker with outside coverage responsibility, they tell you just stay home and turn the play inside. And that's what Tubay did.
And that was a loss of about 1.5 yards, so 2nd and 11. Beautiful tackle by Tubay there. Way to read that offense. Belt has 2 receivers on either side, 1 man in the backfield. Play action. Belt looking to throw. He's almost sacked, and he is sacked for a loss of 1 yard. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage there.
92, I believe.
92 with the sack there. That was Nathan Latu with the sack.
Pressure on the edge. Able to get to the quarterback. Set up a 3rd down.
So 3rd and long for the Hawks. Badgers looking for a 3-and-out to start out this game. Belt looking downfield deep. He has a man. Oh, almost picked off. Who was that with the near pick? Number 34. That was Grant Nieves Melton.
Well, it's all right, Melt. Not everybody can be a wide receiver, my friend. No, it was, man, he played it perfectly. He was there, made a big play, forced a punt situation. He undercut the route just right. The pass was a little bit underthrown, but he had his body was in perfect position on the backside hip, and then as soon as the pass is thrown, that's what he just undercut it and was able to make a play on the ball.
Rebecca Lolo with the kickoff. One of very few college teams with a female kicker. So they're going to let that one roll into the end zone, and the Badgers will take over from their own 20-yard line.
Guess I didn't realize that coming in to have a female kicker.
Yeah, number 28 for the Hawks, Rebecca Longo.
Placed it well.
A very beautiful kick. I mean, if it hadn't been, I guess what I'm trying to say is it was almost just right at the goal line, just a couple bounces into the end zone for the touchback. We apologize. The pep band, we've got an amazing pep band here, and we are right behind them. They sound awesome, though.
Just getting you in the atmosphere.
Garrison Beach with the start. He hands that one off. So Garrison Beach with the start today.
Talked about we didn't know exactly which quarterback we'd be seeing, if it was Beach or if it was going to be Kerr. So we'll at least in the initial series, we'll see Beach.
You know, and I like that for their last game. They're pretty confident coming into this. Beach is a freshman compared to Braxton Kerr as a sophomore. Beach looking downfield. He has a man, an incomplete pass intended for Hunter Harris. Back to what I was saying, I like that they put Beach in as a redshirt freshman instead of their experienced sophomore quarterback they're not going to have next year. Keep Beach in there. Give him some more experience so that next year in the season opener, he knows what he's doing.
Well, every rep is invaluable.
Oh, yeah. Beach looking to throw. He's under pressure. And he throws it away to the sideline.
Not able to connect on that. It was a really good job, though, by Kevin Wright to come back to his quarterback, flushed out of the pocket, in pressure, and that's when it turns into backyard football. And the one thing they tell you to do is if you're deep, you come in. If you're short, you come back, and that's what Wright did. He was deep, and so he came in. Not able to connect, but at least gave the play a chance. Unfortunately, Badgers are 3 and out.
Yeah, so that'll bring up a punting situation. Their punter, number 12, Kevin Wright, back to kick. They've got 2 men deep to receive.
Fake.
Oh, fake. And Wright is across for the first down and a mile. Gets almost to midfield. What a beautiful fake.
The Hawks weren't ready for it. The field was wide open, and as McCoy went for that, I mean, the parting of the seas basically is what happened there. And he had all ample room, and it was an easy first down on the fake punt. Plus some extra.
You You know, and the Badgers have really used that fake punt to their advantage. Kevin Wright is a rugby-style punter. He takes many, many steps before he actually kicks it. So if he can establish that with the defense, then the defense never expects if he's going to keep running or if he's actually going to kick it. So they've had a lot of luck on that fake punt this season. So Beach in the shotgun. There's a flag on the play.
Didn't get the snap off in time.
Delay a game. 5-yard penalty on the Badgers, so that'll bring up 1st and 15. So Garrison Beach and his offense. Beach in the shotgun. Play action. He's looking downfield. He's under pressure. Still looking, still looking. He throws it away to the sideline. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Been impressed by the Hawks secondary so far in this opening drive of the game for Snow College. They have not had anything open downfield for Beach. They've done a good job reading the routes, and Beach has had a hard time. He's had time in the pocket, but he hasn't been able to find anyone downfield.
And the Hawks have a man down, number 5, Javoni Allen. Hate to see that. Absolutely hate to see that. He got up. He was the one to tackle Beach, and he stood up after the tackle, but as he started to walk back to the huddle, he just collapsed right there in the middle of the field.
He'll be getting some attention and certainly doesn't look comfortable.
No, he looks like he's in pain. So the trainers will come out, head coach of Gila River. Gila River coached by, let's see, Ryan Felker. He was the head coach of Mesa Community College for the last few seasons. Then when Mesa Community College dropped their football program, he was hired on to work as the coach for the Gila River Hawks.
Certainly gives you an advantage. You're already in the recruiting circle. You're already in the programs that are around the area. Have your relationships built with the local high school coaches. So, it's certainly something that I think has been working to his advantage.
You also know the other teams that you're going to play, because Mesa Community College was in the same conference as Snow College back when Arizona still had football at their community colleges. So he is up on his feet. Allen is on his feet and is able to walk off. Oh, excuse me, that is not number 5. That is number 9, Malik Brown.
Freshman from St. Petersburg, Florida, and he's able to walk off the field under his own power.
You know, and that's the danger you accept when you come into football to play, especially as a tackle. You're gonna get roughed up quite a bit. So we have 2nd and 15. Beach in the shotgun. He has one man in the backfield, 2 wide receivers on his right, 1 on his left. He's looking downfield to throw, and he has a man almost picked off. Almost. That was Savian Jackson with the near pick on that.
Beach was just overthrew that one a little bit. That was right to the intended target. He was running the center seam route out 10 yards and cut in the middle of the field. And Beach just missed him a little bit long. If a little better throw, and he may have hit right there, but the coverage was also pretty good.
How about that? They have their punter playing wide receiver as well. So Beach, he has 5 receivers. Flag on the play. False start on the offense. That'll be another 5-yard penalty. 3rd and 20.
Well, the offense having a hard time getting in a rhythm here in this game. Afternoon game, who knows what it may be. The biggest play of the game has been the fake punt. But
yeah.
Other than that, the Badger offense having a hard time getting in a rhythm, facing a 3rd and 20 now.
So he has 5 receivers. Beach looking downfield to throw. He has, that one thrown a little high. The intended target is number 80 for Snow College.
Stanton, I believe, Way Stanton.
Stanton.
That was the check down route, and on a 3rd and 20, of course, you're going to have some routes down deep. The Hawks were ready for it. Beach had to go to his check down, missed him. So we'll see for the second time in this drive the punt unit on the field for the Badgers, and with a 4th and 20, maybe the fake's not as good of an option here.
I mean, you'd have to get into Hawks territory to get a first down. When you're at your own 20-yard line, that's a tall order. Even the punt barely makes it to that first down line. Breaks one tackle. Let's see, who was that with the reception for the Hawks? Number 24. That is Jet Coaster with the reception, and he gets into Badger territory at the 45-yard line.
Well, the Badger defense now have the work cut out for them. They're able to force a 3-and-out on the opening series of the game against the Hawks, but the offense wasn't able to move much. The punt wasn't the greatest punt, kind of just hung in the air,
Yeah.
and the Hawks able to pick it up for a decent return. So we'll see what the Badgers can do starting in their own territory.
Belt, hands off, and a good run there for a gain of about 3. The runner, Jaden Thompson. Jaden Thompson has done really well as running back for the Hawks this game. He's got a few yards under his belt early in the first quarter. So Belt sends man in motion. He's looking. He has a man, and he gets across for the first down. The reception there, Christian Trevino.
So here's what the Hawks are doing right now, at least so far in this series. They have the shotgun quarterback, of course, 1 or 2 in the backfield. They love to run the read option draw play quite a bit and suck in those linebackers some. And then they can go to that play action right there. I mean, just a curl route is all it is off the play action pass. And it works because of the run beforehand. Even going back to the first series, linebackers have to respect that run because they're picking up 3 or 4 yards of play.
Right. Belt almost fumbles that hike there, but he hands that off, and a beautiful run, and they may move the chains on that. Not quite, so it'll be 2nd and inches.
Jaden Thompson on the carry, and you mentioned the snap almost fumbled, but they got a clean exchange, and that's what counts. Thompson was able to find a hole and good pickup on first down.
Stephen Wright with the tackle there. Here's Belt. A low snap there, but he catches it. He's looking downfield for a throw. He has a man in the end zone, and it goes right through his hands.
White Kishad had it in his bread basket.
That was right in his chest, too.
That's what he's going to want back. He's able to beat the coverage on the out route, going for the flag route, and boy, put right on the money. And one he just wasn't able to haul in.
That's one of those plays that he is going to remember for the rest of his life, and he's going to say, never again will I do that. Nathan Belt in the shotgun. He has 4 receivers, 1 man in the backfield. Almost an immediate throw, and that was for White as well.
Really like that by the Hawks head coach. He's also the offensive coordinator, Ryan Felker. They went to White, and he dropped that touchdown pass. What do? You go right back to him on the very next play, and of course that one just an easy catch on the bubble screen, and just enough for the first down. So I really, really like you get the confidence of White back up, and now you move the chains.
Yeah, worked out well for him. Belt through, and
but that was intercepted.
No, that was knocked down.
No, batted down. Okay.
It was batted down, but we'll see what the call is. And it is called as an incomplete pass.
Iono got his hands up there and swatted it down.
I love this guy's name, Tuiumi Iono.
Good play on the line, too, to go with the name.
Beautiful, beautiful play there. So 2nd and 10, Belt, play action, and he stumbles right after the play action for a loss of 1.
Mitch Medina, fantastic play by Medina, the sophomore linebacker. He read the option perfect. Of course, everybody has their assignments on the option play. Someone's going to be assigned to the pitch man. Someone's going to be assigned to the quarterback, and they try and do that so that the quarterback keeps the ball. You want the quarterback to keep the ball, and it worked out perfect that time.
Right. The Badgers look like they're about to blitz, and they do. Oh, a hard hit. And what's the call?
Touchdown.
Touchdown for the Hawks. Manuel Harris with the reception in the end zone. But Nathan Belt hammered right as he threw that. Flag on the play, though. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, it's going to be some sort of roughing the passer, late hit, or something like that against the Badgers. So personal foul, roughing the passer, and touchdown will stand. Boy, I tell you what, I've been impressed with the Gila River Hawks offensively on that drive. It was 3 and out on the first drive, but they came back out. And I tell you what, Bell can sling the football. Under pressure, he took a lick on it, delivered. The pass was perfect. And that was his second perfect touchdown pass on the drive, by the way. The first one was dropped.
Yeah.
And so he's just been dropping them right in the basket today.
Rebecca Longo out to kick the PAT, and it's through the uprights. That's another one that I've been very impressed with so far this game. Longo has had that beautiful punt earlier and a beautiful kick right there. We'll probably see her here in just a minute for the kickoff as well.
So now the Badgers really need to respond here. This isn't the start of the game that they expected, not the start of the game we expected. Star Valley's offense was stagnant the opening drive. Now defensively, you force them into a 3 and out the first drive of the game, but then this time they're able to throw the football and make a couple big plays down the field, and suddenly you're on your home field. It's the season, the final game of the season, and you're down 7-0 on your home field. And so, look, here's a chance for the Badgers to rally around each other and be like, hey, guys, we can do this. We can play this team. We can play with these guys. We face tougher opponents through all over the country than this. Let's rally together. And now the offense has to come out and see what they can put together. This is a big moment in the game. It's still early, so much time to play, but if the Badgers can come out and put a drive here together, make a statement, it could set the tone for their last 3.5 quarters.
Yeah. And I do have to mention, you did say Star Valley in there.
Oh, my goodness.
Duke.
Oh, my goodness. That's where I'm from. I'm sorry. I announced for the high school. Snow College. Snow College. I'll get that right.
Duke was gracious enough to save us in a pinch when our other broadcaster had to go to another channel. But Duke was gracious enough to come and help us out. Oh, my goodness. A beautiful reception and run there. That carried by Weston Barlow to the 32-yard line. What a beautiful carry that was.
Yeah, had it off the return, took it out of the end zone, had a great blocking up front. I don't think he was touched until he got around the 25-yard line, and great speed, just took it out. And a lot of times you'll see those kick returners, they'll like to dance and juke and jive a little bit. Not that time. You just find the seam, find the lane, and you take it.
So Beach in the shotgun, 4 receivers. He hands that one off. Holy.
And that's what I was talking about. That's what you need to do to make a statement. The linemen come out and they say, okay, guys, it's time to own the line of scrimmage. And they come out right off the carry, huge hole for the ball carrier. And then when he's finally contacted 8 or 9 yards down the field, he's not going to go down. And that was the statement you need to make and say, we are going to control the line of scrimmage and own this football game.
Cesar Warren with the carry, and here he is again. Another good carry for a gain of 2.5. But what a beautiful, beautiful run that was, just barely. Warren had broke 2 tackles or so before it finally took 3 guys to get him down finally. So Beach hands that one off.
I also like how Snow College offensive coordinator Matt Mitchell is switched up the tempo of this game. The offense was stagnant in their first drive. They're coming out no huddle, hurry up offense, and it's working.
3rd and 1. Flag on the play. Well, let's see what the call is.
So they're saying they didn't get the defense time to match up. When you go into no huddle, hurry up offense like that, you have to wait for the official signal, and you have to give the defense time to sub and match up. If you're subbing in, the defense has to have a chance to sub in. And they were saying there's no flag, no penalty. They said they just snapped the ball before they were allowed to snap it.
Weston Barlow with the carry on that one. And let's see if they give him the first down. And they move the chains. So that'll be 1st and 10 from the Hawks 45-yard line. Still going with that hurry-up offense. And he finds Kevin Wright downfield for another first down. Now, this is what they wanted, right?
This is exactly right. Now they're in a rhythm. Now they have things going. That hurry-up offense really picked up the tempo of this game, really amped up the team. Now they're able to get some things on the ground. It's got to start with the ground game, and now the air game's opening up a little bit.
Beach looked downfield at first and kept it, and he runs it himself for a gain of 5.
It's going to be a hold call, though. This one's coming back. Mitch Nelson on the offensive line found himself in a tough spot. I don't know if there's a blown assignment or something, but someone on the Hawks defensive front found himself deep in the backfield and early, and so all of a sudden you have Mitch Nelson trying to block 2 guys. And valiant effort, but when you grab a jersey and pull the defender down to that's going to be a flag. So actually a face mask on the whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind.
If you saw on that very first contact with Garrison Beach, the defender grabbed his face mask. Luckily, Beach was able to break that tackle and keep going. But slow to get up for the Hawks is number 31, Andre Adams. Right there at the bottom center of your screen, if you can see, that's Andre Adams down. The second player down in the first 10 minutes of the game for the Hawks.
Yeah, you saw that one. I missed the face mask. I thought for sure it was going to be a hold and coming back, but so it'll be a pickup of a few plus the penalty at the end, and suddenly Badgers are looking at a 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line. Looks like the 14 is where they'll be spotted.
Yeah. This is the drive that we were expecting coming into this game. This is the Badger offense that we were expecting going up against this Gila River defense. We were expecting power and quick, hurry-up offense, just able to power through.
It's Andre Adams for the Hawks. It's up off the turf, but needing help to get off the field.
He's hopping on his left leg, holding his right leg up.
Need to do the old armchair trick like they do in elementary school, man. Lock your arms. There we go.
Yeah. We'll take this break to tell you a bit more about Snow TV. Snow TV here at Snow College is a student-run department. Myself, I'm a student. Our cameramen are students. Our broadcaster here, Andrea, is also a student. So every part of this broadcast, other than Duke Dance here.
I'm an alumnus, though.
You're an alumnus. So, I mean, what an amazing program it is here at Snow.
Love it.
Garrison Beach and the Badger offense coming in. He hands that one off to Weston Barlow. Barlow breaks a tackle, gets down into the 5, and touchdown Badgers.
Would not be denied. Weston Barlow turning those feet, breaking tackles, the spin move from the 5. And that's what they needed. We talked about it. They needed a statement drive. They need to pound the rock. Offensive line controlled the line of scrimmage, and Barlow would not be denied. Tough running downfield for Barlow.
What a fast drive that was, too. That drive, I think, only took 3 minutes off the clock.
Well, they definitely went into the hurry-up offense, and I think that was the big key to that whole drive. They came out in the first half, the first drive of the game, they were just trying to keep a rhythm, some sort of motion, kind of get themselves established, and it didn't work. In fact, it didn't work well at all, as the PAT's good, but that's what they needed. They needed some sort of spark, something to get them going, fire up this team, and the no-huddle offense did it.
Yeah. And we should mention, right here in our south end zone, you can probably see it there on your screen, is the brand new athletic center, the newest building on campus, just completed about a month ago. And a lot of people are probably worried about a ball going right through one of those windows. But I'll tell you what, they specially ordered these windows, and they can take a golf ball hit. So even if you do see the football hit one of those windows, you can rest assured they're not going to break.
Has that been tested? Has it been tried and proved?
Yes, it has. All
Okay.
season.
All right.
All season long.
All right, I can just see some of these coaches out there being like, okay, we got to make sure the window works, and swinging some clubs on the football field just to make sure. It's for scientific purposes.
Oh yeah. And you saw that last PAT went right up onto the roof.
Yep.
So
it's such a credit though when you see someone like or a campus like Snow College is thriving, and not just the atmosphere here and the student population is growing, the campus is growing, and you compare it to what we were just talking about, what happened in Arizona where they just got rid of all the junior college programs.
Yeah.
And so you compare to what Ephraim, Utah, and Snow College is doing in the state of Utah, and the support that they have for what's happening here, not just athletically but academically. That building is just one of the many things that goes to show the commitment to the college.
So that one goes right into the end zone, and the Hawks will bring it back. Oh, tackled inside the 20-yard line. Trevor Russell with the carry there. So the Hawks will take it from their own 18-yard line. So not amazing field position.
No, and if you remember on the last drive, it was great field position for the Hawks. They started inside Badger territory about the 47-yard line, and they were able to throw the ball down the field and get that score. So now a chance here for the defense to step up and answer what the offense just did. They've already had a 3-and-out in the game, and a chance to get the ball back in the hands of their offense, tied at 7.
So Nathan Belt, and he hands that one off to Thompson. Thompson goes right up the middle, and a gain of 3. So we'll see if the Hawks go for the hurry-up offense like the Badgers have really favored, not only in this game, but all season long.
Not necessarily a hurry-up, but it will be a no-huddle.
No huddle. So Belt in the shotgun. He has 3 wide receivers on his left, 1 man in the backfield. We'll see what they do. The Badgers blitz and sack Belt down inside the 15-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Big play on the pressure, number
Huge
92,
play.
And I believe that was number 42. Just able to get in the backfield, and Belt never had a chance on that. He never had a time to even put his eyes up and look downfield to find a guy. He had orange in his vision, and down he goes.
Nathan Latu and Tavita Fotu with the blitz there, and beautiful, beautiful work. So that'll bring up 3rd and 13. And there's a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is.
2 Badgers jump. Belt goes with a hard count, and you sometimes you see this, and maybe there could have been someone jump on the offense. See what they say. Actually, they did. So
false start on the offense.
First.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Bring up 3rd and forever.
3rd and about 18.
Yeah. So you're the offensive coordinator for the Hawks. What do you call in this situation?
Well, Belt's done such a good job throwing the ball down the field. This is a tough situation because now the defense is ready for the pass because you're going to have to throw it. And unfortunately, the penalty and the sack really put you in a hole, so it's tough. You just try and get yourself a little better field position, try and flip the field with your back to your own end zone. It's tough to do much, and they go extra conservative, and the Badgers are all over it.
Yeah. Almost immediately hit inside his own 5-yard line. So that'll bring up 4th and forever on their own 4-yard line.
So, I understand the call because, like I was saying, it's 3rd and 18. You're just trying to give your punter a little room, but you also have to deal. The pass rush loves those situations because they can just pin it back and they can go. And it was just kind of the perfect storm for the Hawks. Everything was in the backfield.
Yeah, so back to receive for the Badgers is number 4, Hunter Harris. And the Hawks are deep in their own territory when Harris is in Hawks territory to receive the punt. And the ball just kind of hangs in the air there. He gets across the 40, across the 35, across the 30, across the 25, 20. And he's inside the 20-yard line, and the Badgers will take the field.
Hunter Harris on the nice return. That was set up partially because of the punt situation there. Badgers, the Hawks had to go prevent punt. You can't have a punt blocked when your punter's standing with his heels on the back end zone line. So you got to make sure everybody's there to block the punt rush. Well, what does that do on the other end? It leaves nobody besides the long snapper back there to tackle Harris, and he couldn't do it, and so Harris has a huge return, and the Badgers start in the red zone.
So we'll see if the Badgers can capitalize on their amazing field position. Garrison Beach has started this entire time, but down on the sideline we can see Braxton Kerr, the sophomore starting quarterback that has started for most games this season. He is dressed, but he's wearing a headset, probably coaching Beach out there. The Badgers have a player down on the field.
It's number 65, Hurst, from Linwood, Los Angeles area.
Tyshawn Hurst is down. He's sitting up, but he is in pain. You can tell. Badgers going hard in this season closer.
Yeah, you know, you're sitting here with a chance to take the lead near towards the end of the first quarter of play. You go down 7-0. They've answered it. Start this drive inside the 20. 3 minutes to go before the end of the first quarter, and a chance to end the quarter on a 14-0 run.
Yeah, especially coming off of that defensive stop just barely, where the Hawks were 3 and out and lost yardage on every single one of their plays in that drive. They're able to get him up on his feet. He's gonna hop off with help. Again, that was Tyshawn Hurst that's down, but he's able to get off the field. Okay, so the Badger offense takes the field again. Garrison Beach, 2nd and 8. Beach hands that one off. A beautiful tackle break there. And the runner there, Sione Malisi, breaks that tackle and gets across for the first down.
You can tell by watching that what kind of runner Silone is. He's going to be the type of guy that wants to get you one-on-one, and he wants to break your ankles.
Yeah.
And he's got so much speed. It's explosive runner.
And that's exactly what we just saw from him. Sione Malisi again across the 5.
Fumbled it.
And a fumble.
Picked up, touchdown.
Picked up, Kevin Wright. We'll see. The officials have not called a touchdown yet.
I don't think they did down on the far end. It's an untraditional touchdown. The fumble picked up by Kevin Wright in the end zone.
Right in the end zone, too. Wow.
So Sione, he was trying to get that extra effort, the spin move, trying to get his hands in, get the ball outstretched and in the end zone, had it knocked out, and it was just out there for grabs for anybody. And luckily, Kevin Wright, in the spot that he needed to be, picked it up 6 points.
He knew exactly what he needed to do, and
I bet you the ball's going to bounce over here. I'll just stand here and wait for it.
okay, so now we'll see the real test of those windows if they can take a football. Jose Pisano, the kicker for the Badgers, right through the uprights and onto the roof.
Well, that drive, of course, set up by the defense. They pinned the Hawks deep in their own territory. A big punt return for the Badgers from Harris sets up Snow College 1st and 10 from the Hawk 18-yard line. Couple tough runs down the field, and the unconventional fumble, Ruski touchdown to put it in for 6.
You know, and we're really starting to see the difference between these two teams' offenses. The Badgers have really favored that run offense the entire game, and the Hawks are starting to really take advantage of Belt's arm, throwing downfield a lot, and the Badger defense has been able to read that and blitz it like crazy, and have been able to really shut down this Hawk offense.
See how they do it again here. Boy, I can't go back. I can't believe that was a touchdown. You know what? If Sione Malisa, he needs to take Kevin Wright down to the malt shop and get him one of those great big old milkshakes, man, because that could have been, you're down on the goal line, you cough up the football, and Kevin Wright says, I got you, brother.
Yes.
I got you.
Jose Pisano again with another kickoff. Badgers up 14-7 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. And here it is. Receives it right inside the 5-yard line. He gets up across the 20, across the 25, and is knocked out of bounds. The carrier on that one, number 4, Keyshawn White. Keyshawn White dropping that earlier, that incomplete pass in the end zone.
Definitely has a lot of speed, though.
Yeah. You know, and even the best of players make mistakes.
All right, we'll give him one.
Belt's in the shotgun. He has 4 receivers, and the Badgers' defense looks like they're ready to blitz. They do, and hands that one off.
Tell you what, this Badger defensive line, they have been in the backfield. They've been living in the backfield. Ortiz, I believe, number 98, deep in the backfield right off the snap, and the Hawk offensive line has had a tough time in the past couple of drives keeping those 3 down linemen out of the backfield.
Rashad Williams with the carry there. And, I mean, like you were just saying it, that this Badger defense has read this offense like a book. Belt runs out of the pocket almost immediately. There's a flag down on the play.
Big sack, though. Ortiz was undercut. I think that's what's going to be the flag. I think that's going to be an illegal block, but the sack goes to Boyd. He came flying in there for the cleanup sack.
Huge, huge sack for the Badgers. We'll see what the call is. The referees are down there conferring. We're just waiting for the call.
Yeah.
Yep.
Block below the knees. It's kind of an interesting, you know, do you take the sack? Yeah, so you decline that penalty because you want to take the sack and the loss of down is what the coaching staff is thinking here. So instead of 2nd and long, you're going to take 3rd and long for the Hawks.
3rd and forever. That's got to be almost a 30-yard deficit. No, 20-yard deficit, excuse me. So it's 3rd and 22. The ball on their own 13-yard line. The Badgers kind of just living in the Hawks' red zone.
Yeah, the Hawk offensive line is the last 2 drives. They haven't been able to do anything against this pass rush put on by the Badgers. Looks like we got a timeout.
Timeout, Hawks. With 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Hawks use their first timeout.
And Joe, you were talking about Snow TV a few moments ago. I got to tell you, Snow TV was born 2008, I believe. I was down at Snow College with Mr. Gary Chittister himself, and we were doing the Cage, the radio station, and he had this vision of being a TV man. And I'm a radio guy myself, and I said, man, Gary, you don't want to be doing video cameras. You don't want to be doing that. But I had another good friend of mine that was – he thought that was pretty cool himself. And so Snow TV was born, and it's been so fun to kind of keep an eye on it from afar, watch it grow, see what it's done. And you guys and your crew down here, my hat's off to you guys. You do a good thing. It's fun to watch. I keep track of the Badgers up in little tiny Wyoming, and it's fun to watch some Badger football on Snow TV. My man Eli Erickson down there, he's a former Wyoming kid. It's fun to see you guys on Snow TV.
Eli Erickson, one of our amazing cameramen here. Nathan Belt in the shotgun, looking downfield, and he is under extreme pressure. Throws that one away, and that is almost picked off, but it is called incomplete.
Well, you know what? Belt's doing the best he can do. The pass rush. It's just the pass rush for Snow College has come out with aggression, and you know they were embarrassed on that second drive that the Hawks put it in the touchdown. They were at end zone. They were able to throw the ball down the field, and okay, so that's enough is kind of what the Snow College defense has said, and Belt has just been under pressure. He can't get the ball away. He's lucky that wasn't a pick six, to be honest, because it was real close to that, and his guys up front are just having a hard time giving them anything to work with.
So Rebecca Longo comes out to kick this off to the Badgers. Back to receive is Hunter Harris, and he receives that right at the 50-yard line and is met almost immediately by the Hawks.
A lot better punt cover team on that one because the punter wasn't standing with his heels on the back end zone line, and so they were able to at least let the guys go downfield, and that time they were ready for Harris when he caught the ball.
Right. So the Badgers will take over from the midfield line, the 50-yard line.
Great field position again for the Badgers. In fact, I think the only time that they've not had good field position was the opening drive of the game for them.
Right. That's really been their only time they've spent in their own territory. So Garrison Beach throws that to the side, and that he is tackled for a loss of 1. Weston Barlow with the reception there.
That play was blown up in the backfield by Jeremy Mercer. He's one of the DBs. He plays that right side corner for the Hawks. And the block was being put on by Harris. He was there, but, man, Mercer just blew that play up in the backfield. Nowhere to go for Barlow on the reception.
Right. So Beach has 2 men in the backfield, 3 receivers. He's looking to throw downfield, and that is blocked. And that pass patted down by the Hawks.
Unfortunately, I don't know who batted the ball down, but he had Hunter Harris, the slot receiver, coming right across the middle of the field. He was wide open.
Yeah.
It was going to be a catch and run down the field for some big yards, but the defensive line did a good job getting the hands up.
This defense has been able to really take a stand in this drive against the nearly unstoppable Badger offense in the last couple drives. He hands that one off. Beach hands that one off, and a gain of 5. The runner there, we'll see when he gets number 2, Keyshawn McCoy.
You know, a lot of people are thinking, all right, Coach, 3rd and 11, and you go draw up the middle. What are you doing? Well, it's because it's midfield. You know what? You're going to come up to the end of the first quarter here, and they're actually going to stop the clock for an injured Hawk on the far side. But it's 4-down territory. You don't want to punt from the 50, and so you're just trying to play the field position game a little bit more, and you hand off to pick up some yards to try and get yourself in a position to go for it on 4th down. And if you don't get any yards, then you can punt it away from there.
Right.
Fans, come visit the brand new Utah Sport Hall of Fame Museum.
So down on the ground, his number is 83, but I'm not seeing 83 in my roster here. Oh, excuse me, 93. Christopher Mays is on the ground.
Admission is free for all.
Defensive lineman from is the defensive lineman freshman from Houston, Texas.
Still getting some attention on that far side, and
so the Badgers were set up to go for it, and you could see he was 93 was hobbling off the field, and right as Beach was about to snap the ball, he just hit the ground over there.
Coach Mitchell putting some trust in his defense, and they will go for it on the 4th and 5.
So Garrison Beach in the shotgun. Who is that in the backfield with him? I think that's Cesar Warren. Beach keeps it and runs it right up the middle, across for the first down, and he's going. 10, 5, and he is through. He does no touchdown, though. He is tackled right before he got across the plane.
Quarterback draw the whole way. Beach looking for the hole. Had to break a few tackles just to get the first down, but once it was there was no safeties in the middle of the field to be there, and so it was just a wide open seam right up the middle, and Beach puts his guys in a 1st and goal from the 1.
So the second 4th down conversion that the Badgers have had in this game, in this first quarter. And so that brings us to the end of the first quarter, into the second quarter.
Teams will flip sides, and the officials will walk the ball 98 long yards from one to the other.
You know, I really like it when they're here on the south end of the field because we can actually see this. So we're right next to the press box up here at the top of the stands. That press box is covering the north end zone from about half of our view. So it's going to be a fun quarter here. Yeah, but you mentioned Gary Chittister, still the advisor. He started Snow TV, and he's still the advisor to Snow TV. Normally, he does color commentating with me as play-by-play, but not this time. He is doing the play-by-play for the local radio station, KMTI.
Back to the pure radio broadcast, Mr. Chittister.
Gary Chittister, the former voice of the Badgers for 20-plus years. Garrison Beach under his center, QB sneak into the end zone. And do they call him in?
Yep, touchdown.
Touchdown. Great call. Have that confidence in your offensive line and get Beach in there, give him the ball, sneak him in.
Well, he's the one that got you down there anyway. On the 4th and 5, he was breaking tackles on the gallop down the field, and he did a good job just waiting for some sort of seam, some sort of hole to open up, and he found just enough daylight to get in behind his big boys and score.
Garrison Beach is a redshirt freshman from North Logan, Utah. But what an amazing season he's had. Not only a game, but an amazing season since Braxton Kerr, the redshirt sophomore, has really dealt a lot with injuries all season long. And Beach has really stepped up, and we'll hopefully see him again leading this Badger offense next season.
Well, do you think Andrew Mitchell and his team has answered? 21 unanswered points after the Hawks scored first in the game. They were up 7-0 in the first quarter. The Badgers have come back with a little vengeance here. Had themselves a 2-possession game early in the second.
Now this is the type of scoring that we were expecting to see coming into this game. Gila River, all experienced football players and all college students. But when you have a Mod Podge team, a club team that doesn't have school sponsorship, it's really hard to build a great program, especially when you compare it to a program like there is here at Snow College.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens to Gila River over the next couple of years because, the fact that they're even here says loads and loads about the culture and the desire for a lower level football, the junior college type level football in the state and in the Mesa area. And it'd be interesting to see if they can continue to build this program and what it becomes and what it turns into over the next couple of years.
Agreed. So Jose Pisano going to kick off for the Badgers. Beautiful, beautiful kick into the end zone. They're going to let it bounce.
I think the trombone section in front of us pushed that the extra 2 yards it needed for the touchback.
So the Hawks will take over from their own 20-yard line. Just barely into the second quarter here, and the Badgers have scored already, 21-7.
Well, let's see if the Hawks have any answer for that pass rush that's been put on by the Badgers. Those 3 down linemen and the outside backers have done just a fantastic job being in the backfield. Right. They've been cooking campfires and hot dogs in the backfield the last 2 drives.
You've got Jaden Thompson in there, but it looks like the Hawks are going to go for another pass. And that one almost picked off. So close, a near pick for 25, Trace Tupe.
Tupe wishing he had that one, but I tell you, number 92, Nathan Latu, again in the backfield, pressure on the quarterback, rushing the throw off his back foot. There's no way that's going to be on target. He's a human. He can't throw off his back foot on the run and hit where he's trying to go. And so, again, the defensive pass rush for the Braves front 7.
Nathan Belt has been seeing nothing but orange for these last couple drives, especially Nathan Latu. He has been able to read this offensive line. And Latu again gets back there. They hand that one off to Thompson, gets up for a gain of 2.
Tupe again on the tackle, and You know, able to get some positive yards for the Hawks. That's one thing you can do against an aggressive pass rush is let the defensive lineman overcommit a little bit on a run like that on the straight dive, and that's what they did. But Tupe from the linebacker spot, ready in the second level to keep it to a 3-yard gain.
So Belt has Thompson in the backfield and 3 receivers. Play action to Thompson, looking downfield to throw, and he has met number 13 for the Badgers, Mitch Medina, with a huge sack.
I didn't see what happened to Medina there on the line, but he was a clear run through. I don't know if he was even chipped or blocked. I don't know if he was a straight shot back to the quarterback. And again, that pass rush, just nothing you can do against it. You have to go down, and again, the Hawks will punt.
So Longo and the punting unit will come out onto the field. Longo, one of the only female kickers in college football. Kicks that one, gets it to about the 45-yard line. Hunter Harris receives it inside the 45 at about the 44 of Hawks territory.
Late flag comes in.
We'll see what the call is. But I've been really impressed with how well Longo has been able to do, even with awful field position. She is kicked out of their own end zone 2 or 3 times so far, but has gotten it to midfield. I mean, it's been amazing.
Well, that one she was under a pretty heavy rush as well. That one was almost blocked, and she was able to get the punt not only away, but keep it high enough to avoid the block and give her punt return cover team a chance to get down the field to force the fair catch.
That flag goes against the Badgers for a 15-yard penalty. Did you happen to see what the call was?
I did.
There?
It was well after the play. I don't know if the flag was thrown well after the play. I don't know if there was. I was too busy chit-chatting.
Garrison Beach hands that one off. The carry there, Keyshawn McCoy.
Big hole for McCoy. Came off the left side. And the Badgers, here they go again in this hurry-up offense, second quarter play.
Beach hands that one off.
Back-to-back McCoy to move the chains and get the Badgers back inside Hawk territory.
Keyshawn McCoy goes off. Cesar Warren and Weston Barlow both come on. The Badgers just running all over them with this right up the middle, the running back draw. Beach in the shotgun has 2 men. Hands that one to Barlow. Oh, play action to Barlow, excuse me. Beach kept it and got maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
One of those read option plays. He had the chance to go to Barlow if he felt like that was the better option. Beach decided to keep it. Only picked up a couple feet.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Beach has 2 men in the backfield, 3 receivers. He's looking down to throw. He has a man open. Kevin Wright with the reception and the gain of 5.
Now, that's a great call. Second down. And, as well as the offense has moved, it's been on the ground, which is what you got to do. You got to start with the ground game. Beach hasn't been able to find a rhythm in the game yet. So good to see him hit a short pass, pick up a few yards, set up his 3rd and short.
So he hands that one off. No, he keeps that one. Garrison Beach right up the middle, and he fakes out the defenders, and he is across into the end zone.
Beach, my man, making a miss down the field.
Beach with his 2nd touchdown of the game, and that'll make it 27-7.
He put Jackson's head on a swivel. Beach was down the field.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2, Jackson, had him ready to go, and Beach just whoops around the other way. Jackson has to whip his head around. Touchdown.
And the Badgers are going to have a 28-0 run here. Jose Pisano, it is up through the uprights. putting the Badgers up 28-7. How about that? 28-0 run in the last 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it really has come in about a full quarter of football because we're only sitting 12 minutes. I mean, only 3 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah.
And so, and if you remember, I think it was the third touchdown came on the first play of the third quarter. That was on the first and goal from the 1, the quarterback sneaks. So, I mean, not only have they scored 20 unanswered, they scored 14 in 3 minutes of gameplay.
Man. Garrison Beach scoring 2 of those. Kevin Wright with 1 of those scores. Beautiful, beautiful work by the Badger offense here. Jose Pisano may have to ice his leg after all the kickoffs he's going to be doing.
Right? He'll be fine. Give him some more kickoffs. He'll be fine.
Gila River hoping to make it a 28-7 run, hopefully, here. They have 2 men in the backfield to receive. They're going to let that one go into the end zone for a touchback. The Hawks will take over from their own 20-yard line.
That's a big deal when you can have someone back there that can kick off the football and just get touchback after touchback after touchback, eliminate any sort of big play potential for any team. And so to keep the Hawks on their own side of the field, 25-yard line, that's a luxury the Badgers have.
Oh, yeah. What a beautiful day it is. Like I
can't get over it.
I thought I was going to have to be wearing a jacket and everything, but it is a hot day here from Utah. It's got to be easily 65 degrees out here.
Well, it's snowing in my hometown, so hey, I'll take this.
Handoff, and he met almost immediately the carry there for Thompson. And the tackle goes to C.J. Murray of the Badgers.
Murray, the defensive end, just shook off his blocker like nobody's business and able to find himself again deep in the backfield. Another huge loss on the play for the Hawks.
So 2nd and 15 for the Hawks. Belt has to be kind of annoyed at this point.
Well, at some point, they're going to have to do some quick pass options. The run game's not working.
Right.
And you can't give up on the run game, but Belt hasn't had time to throw it on the field either. So the only play they got to loosen the defense is some quick throws.
Just like that, except he was thrown to orange instead of blue there. Nathan Belt looking at his coach, kind of like, what was that? Mitch Medina almost with the pickoff there. And that also could have easily turned into a pick 6.
Yeah, Medina had some good position. I get the sense, though, that Medina doesn't do a lot of defensive back drills, so I think we're okay.
So Belt lined up. He has 4 receivers. He's looking deep. He has a man. Overthrew him. The intended receiver there. Number 4, Keyshawn White.
Good play. Trying to get something down the field. We've talked about the speed that we knew that the Hawks were going to have in Gila River, especially in White. We've seen him on the kick returns. He's quick, he's fast, and Belt trying to go to White down the sideline to pick up something, just trying to get something going, and unfortunately overthrew him.
Yeah. So that'll bring Longo out on the punt again. And that'll be into Hawk territory. Oh, we don't know who actually picked that one up. We'll see what the call is.
Matt Harris muffed the return. They're going to say it's Hawk football.
The Hawks recovered it after the Badgers touched it.
That was Harris trying to. It's so tough to read those ones because it's close enough that you don't want to just let it bounce, but it's far enough away that you've got to catch it on the run with your hands down at your feet. And it's kind of in that no man's land for a punt return guy, and it's So you'd go for it, and what else?
Yeah.
So you just try and go for it, and Harris not able to haul it in.
Yeah.
So it's going to lead to a turnover.
So Belt will take the field again, only 2 yards away from Badger territory for the first time. I mean, I don't think the Hawks have seen Badger territory on offense since their scoring drive early in the first quarter. He hands that one off across midfield into Badger territory, almost for a first down. The carry there, number 27, Dylan Borgia.
First time Borgia or any running back on the Hawks have had a chance to get some breathing room outside of the backfield. Did a good job bouncing outside the stiff arm to give him a couple extra yards. Now second and manageable.
So Belt in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers, but he hands that one to Borjan. Borjan hit immediately for no gain. In fact, a loss of 2.
Flex those muscles, number 95. Man, you can't say enough. Play after play after play. There's orange in the backfield.
Toiva Tafuaga. Man, can't even pronounce a lot of these names on the Badger team. So Belt, 3rd and 5. So definitely not impossible, but if that pass rush goes again, Belt is going to be under some deep pressure to hit his receivers. And there's a flag. Oh.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a false start on the offense. And yeah. Oh, no.
Delay game, offense.
So, man, the Hawks, they were able to get that good run, set themselves up in a 2nd and 2 situation, maybe try and finally get a first down, get some sort of offensive rhythm, and then Tufuaga comes in and says, no mas, we're done. And he blows the play up in the backfield, and then you try and recollect again. You got to reestablish yourselves, and then a penalty, delay of game, and it's so hard to get anything going. So a 2nd and 2 is just turned into a 3rd and 10. And regardless of what team you are, that's going to be tough to overcome something like that.
So Belt sends man in motion. He's looking deep to throw. Pass rush. He's looking deep still. He has a man. Overshoots him again. A flag on the play, though. Flag on the play again, right after the throw. Face mask. Offense, face mask. And the penalty is declined to bring up 4th down.
That must have had to have happened from one of the offensive linemen just trying to pull the block as Belt was flushed out of the pocket again, rolling to his right and trying to keep the pass rush off of him from behind.
The Hawks have been really kind of plagued by penalties so far. That's the second face mask call. We had the illegal blocking call earlier as well.
Snow had a couple penalties on their first drive of the game, but they've been extremely clean since then.
Yeah, and the Badgers earlier this season really had a problem with personal fouls and unsportsmanlike conduct calls. There's a flag on this play as well, right about where the ball was caught.
Yeah, it's going to be. It was actually muffed again on the return, but it's going to be a legal hit against the Hawks because they did not give Harris enough time. They caught it. They ran into him before he caught the football.
Right.
So it will stay with Snow College.
From their own 25-yard line. Probably that is the worst position they have had in a while.
The discussion here is going to be: do they want to re-kick it, or do they want to take the penalty yards at the point of the flag? The ball spotted where the fumble was recovered, but the yards will come off. If I understand correctly, the yards will come off from where the reception would have been made if it were not for the early hit, which is where the flag is on the 26 or 21.
So, what are they going? We'll see what they do here.
So they'll take the yards, keep the ball, and Snow will have 1st and 10 up to about the 36-yard line.
So better field position, but still in their own territory. And Garrison Beach and the Badger offense will take the field.
See if we can get Beach to open up the air game here a little bit. He has had a couple completions in the short pass game, and let's see if we can get his arm slinging.
He has 3 receivers. Play action. We're going to see him throw here. He has Kevin Wright open. Kevin Wright gets up, and there's a flag on the play. Kevin Wright with that stiff arm there, throwing his defender down.
Well, we're going to see another face mask because as Wright was, not only did he throw him down, but it looked like he put him down and tried to keep him down is what it looked like, but it was actually because, well, the defense had his face mask and he couldn't get away. So another face mask call against the Hawks, and they'll add damage to the first down reception.
Big damage, too. That's a 15-yard penalty there.
And that's just a good job by Wright. You catch the football on the comeback route, you turn around, you know you're in man-on-man coverage. You just got one guy to beat there, and Wright says, I'm not going to let you beat me, and he stiff arms him down to the ground and does a great play.
I mean, that right there, that was the classic Heisman. Is number 2, Keyshawn McCoy with the carry there. And he goes out right before he gets the first down.
The Badger offense just able to do pretty much anything that they've wanted the past couple plays. You see the passing game start to open up, at least the short passing game, the inside run, the outside run. Star Valley's Snow College's offense able to move the ball in a number of ways.
Excuse me, we've been calling number 2, Keyshawn McCoy, and that was another touchdown for the Badgers.
Braxton Kerr, hey, we've been saying, give me some deep passes down the field, Beach, and he did. He hit Kerr on the run, in stride, nailed him.
Braxton Kerr, the other quarterback for the Badgers, playing wide receiver there, and he gets a touchdown. Excuse me, we've been calling number 2, Keyshawn McCoy, all game, but that is actually Shama Luwani. Our rosters are a little messed up, and we apologize for that. So Jose Pisano, and he kicks the PAT for the extra point.
Well, Milwaukee's had a great game. Of course, he had that outside run just before the touchdown. Took it to the edge for about 8 yards. That set up the play-action pass. QB to QB, playing wide receiver. It is Halloween. I guess you can trade costumes and dress up a little bit. Go on the outside, hit him downfield in the seam. 6 points, and we were waiting for it. Beach had a hard time early on in the game, and it could be a number of different things, but just not able to get into a rhythm. So they go run game, hit a few short passes, and then finally he's able to air it up down the field and find someone right in the stride.
You know, and the Badgers haven't played on home turf for 3 weeks or more. It's been a while since they have been able to get used to their own crowd cheering for them. They're coming off of a hard loss last week in Iowa. They lost, I think it was 54-16.
Well, revenge is salty on the other end of it. 35-7 now, Badgers.
Badgers just having their way with that Hawks defense. Jose Pisano again with another kickoff. That one deep into the end zone for another touchback. Beautiful, beautiful kicks by Pisano.
8 minutes to go before halftime. Hawks have themselves obviously in a tough spot, down 35-7. And it's difficult for a coaching staff because you still have 8 minutes to go before halftime, and all of a sudden you're down by 4 possessions, 28 points, and you've just been outscored on a 35-0 run, and you can't get anything going offensive or defensively. So I mean, you just got to go back to that first drive. Remember, the Hawks were up 7-0 at one point in the game, and so you got to go back and think what was working, what were we doing, what blocking schemes did we have, and see if you can just somehow resurrect that opening drive of the game that second drive of the game that the Hawks had and scored on.
What I'm trying to wrap my head around is in that first drive, and really every drive since, their run game has been what's getting them yards. but yet they keep giving Belt the ball to throw. The carry there by Thompson for a gain of 5. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. The Hawks' run game is good enough. And stop that pass rush, gain some yards. Even if you don't score, that'll give your offense some momentum going into the next drive. So here's Belt in the shotgun. He hands that one off again. Met right at the line of scrimmage. No, excuse me, gain of 2 there. So that'll bring up 3rd and 4. The Hawks keep going with no huddle offense. Belt in the shotgun. 4 receivers, 1 man in the backfield. Badgers set up with 3 backs. And he has a man across for the first down. The reception there by Keyshawn White.
Great call. Great call by Coach Felker for Gila River. You find your speed guy on the little out route, hit him in stride for it. You only need 4 yards.
Yeah.
So great call to beat the pass rush and get the ball out of your quarterback's hands quickly and pick up the first down, move the chains.
Absolutely beautiful for Gila River. Their first down of the quarter. They hand that one off for a gain of 2.
Grant Nieves Melton, I believe, was one of the first to make contact.
And they give Melton the tackle. Melton, a small guy for a defensive back. He's 6 foot, 187 pounds, but looking out there across all the Badger defenders, he's easily one of the smallest guys out there. The pass broken up, and there's a Badger down on the ground.
Gila River tries to go to this screen play to try and back off the pass rush a little bit. Not a bad idea, and hopefully this Snow Badger is going to be okay. But you talk about opening up or relying on the run game a little bit to pull off that pass rush. Another thing you can do is that sort of play. But the Badgers were smart. They sniffed out the screen. It sets up a 3rd and long.
I can't see the number there, but it is a defensive player for the Badgers that is down, and he is in pain. He went down and he was calling over to the sideline. Coach Mitchell goes out to check on the player. But a beautiful, cloudless day here in Ephraim. Absolutely beautiful. Can't ask for a better day to play some football.
I remember, I'm going to reminisce with you a little bit, if I can, if you'll indulge me some, Joe.
I will gladly indulge you. I want to hear it.
I remember doing games at Snow College, and about this time of the year in October, man, you're down on the sidelines and the wind and the snow, and you're freezing, and you're thinking, what are we doing? You got the hot chocolates, and you're just trying to keep your hands and toes from turning black and purple. And I come back to do another game end of October, and I'm thinking, this isn't the same Ephraim. This isn't Snow College that I remember. So I'm going to let the heater on over at the Activity Center. The Echo Center's blowing the heat out over here.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, that's another great thing about snow is, like you just said, we get actual experience broadcasting like this, which is something that many schools aren't able to offer. But this is absolutely amazing. Number 99, Cameron Rogers, was the player that was down, but he was able to get up and walk off on his own.
I'm having a hard time reading Rogers as he comes off to the sideline. He's got his helmet off and walking. And all right, now I can understand him a little bit better. All right, I didn't know if he was laughing or just trying to shrug it off. And he's actually going to kick his teammate off the bench so he can have some room there.
So Number Belt is back in the shotgun. He has a man open, and that is broken up immediately. Number 9, Bryce Hampton.
Incomplete.
So his name
Bryce
is
Hampton on the coverage for the Badgers.
Andres
Brings up fourth down.
Rangel.
That's the hunter.
Yep, number 28.
Rahel.
R-A-N-G-E-L. Number 28. Thank you.
So punting situation for Riverhawks. We just had someone tell us that our roster was mistaken on the punter as well. It's actually Andrefren Hell is punting for the Riverhawks. Sorry, for Gila River.
Gila
Hawks.
River Hawks.
Yes.
So the catch there is made by Jackson Higginson, the sophomore out of Spanish Fork, Utah. Yeah, and we have to apologize again if we've been saying names wrong or anything like that. This is a student-run program. We are doing our absolute best.
Well, you're at the mercy of the roster given.
Yes, exactly.
We appreciate the tips. Andrefren Hell.
So Garrison Beach and the Badger offense take the field again. Beach in the shotgun, hands out into Weston Barlow. Barlow up the right side and across for the first down.
Good run by Barlow. Able to beat the initial attack, get to the edge. Wide receivers did a pretty good job holding a couple blocks. Just long enough to give Barlow a little room to move the chains on the outside carry.
Barlow getting a lot more playing time than he has in previous games, and a lot more runs too. Flags all over the place there, probably a false start. False start on the offense, so that'll bring up 1st and 15. Just over 5 minutes left in the second quarter, in the half. Badgers have 3 timeouts and the Hawks have 2. Beach hands that one to Weston Barlow. Barlow up for a gain of 6 there.
Thought that play was going to be shut down in the backfield. Barlow did a really good job being patient, but then as soon as that hole opens, you pop it. As soon as you see a little daylight, you accelerate, you get through there, and a really good job by Barlow. I thought he was going to be tackled in the backfield, but just waited for a little seam, let his blockers do their job, do their thing, and he took it.
So Beach has one man in the backfield. Oh, clearly offsides there.
I don't know. I think he got back. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Number 93 with the call there, Christopher Mays. And that was obvious. I mean, that's a obvious call there.
And you didn't see anybody on the offensive front move, so no twitches. Easy call.
2nd and 4 for the Badgers. Beach looking to throw deep. He has a man down there, and he drops it. Let's see, our roster says that's Way Stanton, but I can tell you that that is not Way Stanton. So number 80 for the Badgers.
That's one of the toughest routes to get connected on for a quarterback-receiver combination when you're on the far sideline, if the ball's on the hash mark on the far end, and then you're on the far sideline when you come back, and you're trying to hit that towards the sideline. It's just a tough one. Another throw down the field. This one will be caught and converted for a first down for the Badgers. I believe.
Okay, so the catch there, excuse us, again, a roster fail here. So who we've been calling Kevin Wright the entire time is actually Way Stanton, and who we've been calling Way Stanton the entire time is Kevin Wright. So Kevin Wright was there.
Here's something interesting. Stowe College fumbles the football. It goes forward and out of bounds. So we'll get things figured out. I guess that means people are watching, though.
Hey, yeah. So thank you all for watching and listening.
We're just testing. We wanted to make a few mistakes so that people, we wanted people to be. Just want to make sure people are out there paying attention.
Right.
What we're looking for. we'll get it figured out. Appreciate the tips. Can't fumble the football forward out of bounds, so the ball will come back to where the fumble occurred.
So Garrison Beach, play action, but kept it and got through for a gain of 15 or so there.
Beach can do it all. He's running
Yeah.
the football. He's breaking tackles. He's got the offense on his shoulders. He's marching them down the field, throwing the football. He's been impressive here outside of those that first drive of the game.
You know, and Badger fans, that should get you excited for next season because Garrison Beach is going to be here next season as well. And he throws that into the end zone, and that is caught by number 19, Tajon Palmer.
Palmer was one-on-one on the outside, left the little corner DB out an island. Palmer goes up, high point the football, get up there on the ladder and catch it at the highest point. And Beach did a great job putting it where only his guy was going to get it.
41-7 with under 4 minutes left in the half. You know, I don't think I've seen 41 points in a game, period, but let alone in a first half.
And it's certainly been all Badgers. And they were disappointed with how this game started. You could tell that they came out a little flat-footed. They didn't have quite the intensity that they were used to. Whatever reason it was, they were upset with themselves, and they came out and tied the game early on in the first quarter on a hurry-up, no-huddle offense. And ever since then, the Gila Monsters have not had an answer on either side of the football. Badgers doing whatever they want, defensively, offensively. Everything's clicking right now.
There was a flag on the play of the PAT. It was a personal foul on the Hawks, so they will enforce that on the kickoff. 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. But that won't be a problem for Jose Pisano. I'll bet he puts that in the end zone again.
Yeah, no pressure.
We'll see if the Hawks can put together some sort of momentum before the half ends. You do not want to go into halftime on a 42-0 run.
We'll see what White can do on the return, assuming he gets one. He's not going to get one anyway because the ball's being kicked from the 50. So unless they do some little pooch kick magic.
They've got White and Suazo back there in the end zone. Jose Pisano has put it in the end zone for the last few kicks. Let's see what he does. That one out of the back of the end zone. You know, as a kid, I always thought why doesn't the kicker on the kickoff go to kick it through the uprights? Because that way they can score a point.
Yeah, just get your team some threes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm glad that you learned.
Yeah, I mean, when I say I was a kid when I thought that, I was 3 or 4 years old. So the Badger defense will be taking on this Hawks offense again. Nathan Belt, quarterback, he's in the shotgun. He hands that one off. A good run there.
Here's what's not going to work for the Gila Monsters is against a rush like this and against this front seven of Snow College, you don't have time to pick your hole. You just have to get the handoff, and you've got to run up and take whatever the defense gets you. And luckily the Gila Monsters able to pick up a couple yards there, but I mean, you get the handoff and no dancing in the backfield. Against a pass rush like this, that just gives the defense an extra half second or two to catch up to you and get to where you are.
Rashad Williams with the carry there for a gain of 3. And Tavita Fotu with the tackle. Send a man in motion. Belt snaps it. He hands that one off to Williams again. And Williams gets a good gain of about 5, actually.
That's what I'm talking about. Williams, when you gets the handoff and he's able to just hit that hole, keep your vision upfield, and then when you see the seam and you can bounce it, you bounce it. And he did a great job putting his team in a position to go for at least a third and manageable.
3rd and 2 here. So definitely not unimaginable. Belt Hands that one again to Williams, but Williams is met almost immediately.
You almost feel like the Gila Monsters need to get out of the shotgun set. You almost feel as if they went to, and I don't know, maybe they don't have a whole lot of experience lining up under center. Or, of course, you can't just throw your offensive scheme out the window, but if you could throw a fullback or something in the backfield to give yourself a lead blocker and just do something to try and chip and get these Badger defenders out of the backfield.
All right. So Andres Rangel and the punting unit will come out for the Hawks. So Rangel will be kicking off from his own 20-yard line, but there is a
timeout taken
timeout.
They want to burn as much clock off as they can. The minute 33, they don't want to get the football back to Snow with too much time, so just before the delay of game, they'll call a timeout to take as many ticks off as they can.
Smart. So, like was said, a minute and 33 left in the half, and the Badgers up 42-7.
I'm excited to see what the halftime stats are looking like because I think Garrison Beach is going to have about 2 games worth of stats in the first half. He's been able to run the football. He has touchdowns. He's got to be over 100 yards on the ground, and he's got to be pushing 150 through the air. So just having a heyday out here on a late October afternoon.
Garrison Beach just really stands out as a freshman football player, as a freshman quarterback. I mean, this kid, he's going places. He really is. So the Hawks punting unit will take the field. Rangel. Here's the hike. He goes through the air, about to the 40-yard line. Hunter Harris. Excuse me, that was actually Jackson Higginson with the reception there. So the Badgers will take over from their own 43-yard line with under a minute and a half, which they've scored in that time before in this game. So looking to make it 49-7 before the half.
Have about 57 yards to go to get there.
Beach in the shotgun, 2 men in the backfield, 3 wide receivers. He hands that one off. Weston Barlow gets through the middle for a gain of 9.
Been impressed by Barlow, especially in this second quarter. Good job keeping both hands on the football high and tight, brother. And then you keep the second level, the linebackers, the blockers up front are doing a good job up front, and then it is the running back's job to make someone miss, and Barlow's been doing it.
Beach hands that one off to Barlow. Barlow pitches it back to Higginson. Higginson across for the first down, and about another 12 there.
You know, on a play like that, you know who makes it successful is the backside wide receiver blocking. On this play, it was number 12, Kevin Wright. So they got the defense going with Barlow over to the right side. Then they go misdirection on the pitch the other end. And Kevin Wright has to keep his corner off the football because the DB is the one coming up to make that tackle. Fantastic job by Kevin Wright to give his receiver compadre on the other end of the field a chance to run up the field.
I'm sorry, I do have to correct it. That was Way Stanton. Again,
Thank
that's
you.
a roster malfunction.
Good job, Stanton. He knew what I was saying.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We'll get it right.
Beach, play action, looking deep. Beach keeps it and runs it up the left side. An amazing gain for him, almost for the first down. We'll see if they move the chains.
Good decision.
And they move the chains.
Good decision by Beach to pull the football down. His eyes were looking right the whole way, and so when he pulled it down and came back to the left, everybody in that linebacking core had already sucked over to the other side of the field and left a big open lane for him.
In previous games, we've seen a lot of Shama Luwani and Cesar Warren at running back. This game, though, I wouldn't be surprised if at halftime Garrison Beach and Weston Barlow have more running yards than anybody else on the team. Shama Luwani with the carry there jumps the defender and is pushed out near the 10.
say just short of the first down, but it does get the Badgers in the red zone, so they'll face a second down and about 1 to go.
So Beach has Shama in the backfield, 3 receivers. Play action to Shama. Beach looking deep. He has a man. And he is across for the first down. The catch there made by Ammon Fafita from Salem Hills, Utah.
Flag comes in late on the play. It was after the play was over.
We'll see what the call is. Just waiting for the referee here. Personal foul, face mask on the Hawks again.
Oh, that I've seen so many face mask calls. There's going to be a timeout taken as well, and where the flag came in, that was away from the ball, so it wasn't even on the tackle from what it looked like to me. But you know, on that play, Ammon Fafita coming over on the tight end. It's a two option play for Beach. He's able to go either to the deep man in the end zone or check down to Fafita. And he had a lot of time to make the decision rolling out. Fafita was wide open, but nobody was there to challenge Beach, and so we just kind of waited to see if that deep route opened up. It never did, so he checked down to Fafita for the first down and the face mask on top of it.
Mm-hmm. So 1st and 6. You know, and this type of Snow College dominance is not uncommon in Snow College sports. I mean, the soccer teams, both men's and women's, the women's volleyball team, Garrison Beach in for a 3rd touchdown for him. What an amazing game Beach is having.
Option read. He can either hand off to his tailback or keep it himself. The hole wasn't quite there for the running back, so he decides to keep it, and the hole was there for him. Everybody goes for the fake, bites on it. Beach, another 6.
We can see the cheerleaders down here at the bottom of the stands. Every time the Snow scores, they carry the flags around.
They haven't had a chance to even put the flags down and roll them up.
No, they have not. They're looking a little pooped down there, and it's good. So 49-7 with 31 seconds left in the half. But as I was saying, Snow College sports just dominate in no matter what sport they're playing. Soccer, volleyball, football, even basketball. And Snow TV, we have it all. If you want to watch Badger sports, we broadcast every home game, and in the future we will be broadcasting every away game too.
A great season for the Lady Badger volleyball team this fall. I know basketball season just a few days away. November's an exciting time for the Gym Rats. They love the basketball. Great tradition of Snow College basketball as well during the winter months. And the
volleyball team, their record this season is either 27 or 28 wins, 3 losses, 0 losses in the Scenic West Division. They are 7-0 in the conference.
A lot of really impressive wins as well. If I'm not mistaken, the competition, nationally ranked competition that they've been able to defeat, and really, really impressive.
Just this week, they beat the reigning national champions, the College of Southern Idaho. That one is into the end zone as well, but the Hawks decide to return it, and they get through there, pushed out at about the 37-yard line.
I love it. Great job by the Hawks to get the football out of the end zone and make a play. I believe that was Trevor Russell. And, you catch that in the end zone. You've had nothing but touchbacks, and the return men are just itching, just chomping to get something. So with the score the way it is, of course you're going to bring that out. And he found a seam. Great return.
Good job getting out of bounds. Stop that clock with only 23 seconds left in the quarter, and the Badgers deferred at the beginning of the game. So the Badgers will get the get the ball at the beginning of the third quarter. Handoff there.
Interesting call. You've got to go 60 yards, 65 yards, and you only have one timeout. I think they're just saying, let's head into the locker room and see if we can recollect. So that'll take us to half.
So they pulled Nathan Belt there, and they put in Derek Swazo at quarterback. But we are going to take a break here for the half. We will see you back in 20 minutes. Okay, we're muted. Sweet. You want some pizza?
Let's do some pizza, man. You're not hungry, are you?
Got it.
Okay. Just hungry. Oh, I miss Little Caesars.
Did you not have one up there in Snow Valley?
No.
Easily one of the busiest places here in April.
I can imagine.
Man.
How you doing down there, Eli? You look good on that camera, friend.
You were saying this is such a beautiful day, and I'm like, thank you.
Fans, for your halftime entertainment, please welcome the Snow College dance team, the Badgerettes.
Yep, halfway done. Yep.
How long is it?
Halftime?
Dad, look,
20
this
minutes.
is
Wow, that's awesome. Holy moly. Think I can do it?
Maybe a little higher.
Great, no. I feel great. We just beat Evanston 63-0 last night. I should say they pulled off the gas in the first quarter. All the kids from last year were juniors. So Nelson takes most of the snaps, and they put Dean as like the wing. That's what I think. Like no offense to Dean, but well, he's the fastest kid on the team this year.
The Snow College Badgerettes. They're coached by Karen Johnson. Next, let's bring on the Snow College cheerleader squad performing their Halloween routine.
I came down here. My family is from here, from Corona, so I knew snow and I loved it here. So I came down thinking I was going to be biology major. And when I hated that, I tried about 7 different majors. And I took a public speaking class last semester. And my professor told me that I needed to get into broadcasting, be on TV. So I started this semester, and I've fallen in love with it. Awesome. That's cool. So I'm hoping to be able to get on with KMTI, because Voice of the Badgers is just a bit. Right. So hopefully I can get on there and do that.
Good for you. Cool.
Keep going!
Can you do that, Katie?
How about those cheerleaders keeping on despite technical difficulties?
No, so this is
They're coached by
the
Tiffany Albert.
4th game that I've ever done play-by-play for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's all gone.
Pizza?
Is there one more slice?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's plenty. Definitely eat up.
I was.
That's not coming out of the Snow TV budget either, so you don't have to feel bad.
Oh, I wouldn't. I wouldn't feel bad if Eric paid for it himself.
Yeah, the Netflix gives you pizza every week.
They're the ones with the money, so.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you doing in there?
Snow College Badger Pep Band. Nate Simonson
That's our female
is
kicker.
their director.
Oh, okay.
Today we got Brady Pope and Dylan Hansen leading them out.
Probably.
Fans,
The female.
last chance to get some snow swag.
Yeah.
The Snow College campus
She's their
store
place kicker.
pop-up
I
will
think
be
she does
closing
only
after the third
kickoffs
quarter
and possibly
Wow.
PATs.
right now to get your Snow College swag. Let's pay tribute to a few of our wonderful sponsors. Barclay Mechanical, Centricom, Custom Electric, Douglas Dentistry, Ephraim City, Ephraim Family Dental, Eye Center of Ephraim, I4 Media, Intermountain San Pete Valley Hospital, Jorgensen Chevrolet, Little Caesars Pizza, The Malt Shop, Manti Telephone, Mountain America Credit Union, Neighbors Thrift, Palisade Golf, Risk Managers, Roy's Pizza and Pasta, San Pete Steel, Security National Mortgage, Sorensen Towing, Subway, Todd Alder Construction, Utah Heritage Credit Union, Walmart, Willow Creek Inn, and XL Pest Control. Fans, we encourage you to support with your patronage these wonderful businesses that support Snow College athletics.
Yeah, we'll have to be fast.
three. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. What was that? Where? On the other side?
Never mind. That's okay. Just tell me when to start.
Okay. At 1:30 left. 10 seconds. And we are back for the second half of action here from Utah. I'm your play-by-play, Joe Williams. And joining me is my color commentator, Duke Dance.
Fun first half, wasn't it, Joe?
Very snow-dominated the first half. I mean, offensively, defensively. Offensively, they pounded them on the ground. Let's see, Garrison Beach and Weston Barlow, the lead rushers, or lead pass rush, excuse me, I can't talk. The lead runners for Snow. Beach passing had 106 yards through the air in that first half.
Well, they had that long at 32. That was a touchdown down the middle of the seam, and that was, I believe, to looks like Palmer's who that was to. And then, but running the football is where Beach has been very impressive. He's had a couple runs right up the middle. Some of those, I believe the one was the one that set him up on the 1 yard line. That was a fourth down, if I remember right, fourth and about 4 or 5, and he took it right down the field. 114 yards carrying the football for Beach, averaging 14.2 per carry. So, you know what, a slew of ball carriers getting the football today in that first half for the Snow College Badgers. And you come out in one half and put up 277 yards on the ground and then complement that with 100 through the air. I'd say that's sufficient. I'd say the Badgers are okay with how things went in that first half.
You know, and when you look at it, Garrison Beach with 114 yards of rushing, he has more than double the second rusher, Weston Barlow, with only 55 yards rushing.
Yeah, it's been an impressive offensive performance all around for the Badgers, and you know Barlow and Luani and Stanto and Warren, they're all Molisi, just everybody's carrying the football and doing it well. I've just been so impressed.
Oh yeah,
by the defensive front seven for Snow College. I think that's where things really got going for this team. Was they came out and they've just owned everything on the defensive front.
Yeah. So going into this second half, I was talking to the officials at halftime. They're going to be placing the mercy rule, clock rule, meaning that they will only stop the clock for timeouts and scores through this second half.
Through the entire second half, right?
For the entire second half. So if you notice that the clock is running when you know it's usually not supposed to, that is why when a team is up by 35 points or more, they institute that mercy rule for the second half.
Well, Snow's on a 49-0 run.
Yeah.
It was 7-0 early in the first quarter, and it's been all Badgers since.
it has been all Badgers since, both offensively and defensively. Defensively, the Badgers have been all over the Hawks with the pass rush on Nathan Belt.
Wind kicking up here in the third quarter. There was a flag on the kick return, and the Badgers will be starting first and 10 from their 12, inside their own 12-yard line.
Right. So they're going to have Braxton Kerr is at quarterback. Low snap, almost an immediate pass out to the left side. Let's see, that was Higginson with the reception there, and he goes out of bounds before he can get the first down.
Well, Braxton, the bar's been set high for you, brother. You've got some shoes to fill, and after the first half that Beach put up, we'll see what Braxton could do here in the second.
You see, and that's the interesting thing is, 2 months ago, it was the exact opposite. Garrison Beach had the shoes to fill with Braxton Kerr. But in this game, it has been Beach, Beach, Beach.
A couple quick passes for Kerr just to get him in a rhythm, getting him flowing in the game. Picks up about 6 yards combined between the two. So 3rd and 4 for Kerr off the bench.
Kerr's in the backfield with Shamaluani. He has 4 receivers. He's looking to throw. He's looking deep. He has Higginson. Higginson almost catches it, but it is knocked away by number 21, Jordan Parker.
That was an impressive throw by Kerr on the run, flushed out of the pocket, throws off his back foot. He's got muscles in the shoulders. He was able to put that on target, and Higginson's almost able to come down and pick up that football.
Yeah, and I mean, that was right. If it wasn't for that defender smacking it away, it was perfectly placed, and Higginson would have come down with it. 3 and out for the Badgers. So Way Stanton will be the punter here. The Hawks defense has to be feeling good about this one. This is the first drive they've been able to stop since the first quarter. And that goes out at the 41-yard line.
I think the wind caught that one. High kick up in the air, and the wind's picking up, blowing directly to the east here in Ephraim. As soon as the quarter started is when things really started to pick up. So when the football gets the elevation, it's going to carry.
Right. We were talking earlier about how warm it was today, and now that we've got that wind right at our backs, it's a little chilly. Okay, so right at the end of the last quarter, they pulled out Nathan Belt at quarterback. And now they've put in Derek Swazo.
Quick pass, able to connect. Pick up a few yards. White again on the reception.
So Swazo, maybe he will have more luck against this Badger defense.
Well, that's they're going to have to do that type of play. That's the type of offense they're going to have to run. Swazo's going to have to get rid of the football as soon as he receives the snap, because there has been no time in the backfield to look and set your feet.
The Badgers just all over them with that pass rush. Handoff there for a loss of 1. No, they are going to mark it right back at that same line of scrimmage to bring up 3rd and 6.
Jordan Parker on the carry.
So the Hawks relying on different people coming into this third quarter, and maybe this change will be what they need. Swazo has 1 man in the backfield, 5 receivers. There's the snap. He's looking downfield, and he is under pressure, but he breaks the tackle. Swazo fumbles the football there. No, and they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Again, pressure in the backfield. Swazo does a great job to elude the initial rush, spins out of it and avoids the sack. The defense, though, for Snow College did a good job not giving up on the play. They collect themselves. They get there, get a big hit on Swazo to force the incompletion. And close to the fumble, but the officials call that just incomplete. Another Badger down on the turf.
That looks like Tavita Fotu down on the turf. No, excuse me. I can't see who that is. We'll see when they get up.
Officials will stop the clock for the injury with the 11:18 to go in the third.
Right. So that mercy rule that I was talking about earlier, they will stop the clock for timeouts, scores, and injuries, they said. And we've been seeing a lot of injuries in this game.
Have been quite a few, and luckily it doesn't seem to be any serious ones, but we'll keep our eye on this one. For those that are just joining us, Joe, the first half was, after about the first couple of minutes, it was all Snow College. I mean, you can tell that by the scoreboard. Anytime at the half, you're up 49-7 on your home field. But they got to remember that the Hawks came out and put together a drive that was about a 50-yard drive that went right down the field and scored a touchdown. And the Hawks were actually up by 7. They were up 7-0 early on in the first quarter. And that was the wake-up call that Snow College needed. Ever since that point, not only has Snow College's offense been able to do anything they wanted the entire game, the defense has completely shut down the Hawks, and they haven't had a drive anywhere close to what that scoring drive was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that first drive, the 3-and-out here in this third quarter for the Badgers, that was the first stop the Hawks defense has been able to have on the Badgers since the first quarter, like I said. So that down was Tony Mafaleo, but he is able to stand up and walk off by himself. But I'll tell you what, Tony Mafaleo, number 49, I personally know Tony, and you couldn't ask for a nicer, more respectful guy who is also one heck of a football player.
Hope he's okay. He's able to walk off under his own power. He's a ginger, but able to get off without help.
He's got a limp there, but an amazing trainer team here at Snow College, able to respond to these injuries very quickly. So Suazo and the Hawks offense on 4th and 6, they're going to go for it on 4th down. When you're down 49-7, you got to go for it on 4th, right?
Yeah, why not? And you are in Badger territory. Go for the hard count.
Sorry, there was a spider on you there.
Oh, thank you for catching that. Of course, they go for the hard count, and then we'll reset the offense and take the snap.
Suazo looking to throw deep, and that one was a low throw right at the hip of number 15, Christian Trevino. Hit him right at the hip, and he was not able to get his hands around that.
Bryce Hampton out of Vegas able to be there on the coverage, get that left side hand, football side hand out in front, and cause at least make it a tough catch. Good coverage on the play. Turnover on downs.
A lot of these players from Vegas, and especially the Hawks, a lot of them are from Phoenix area in Arizona. They've got to be freezing their butts off right now.
It could be. Very well could be.
And that was handed off to Shama Luani for a gain of 7.
In that first drive, we saw 3 pass plays out of the gate for Kerr. Of course, to try and get him in a rhythm and get him going as he's now playing in this second half, I would expect a little heavier dose of ground to pound here now.
Yeah, I agree. Shama Luani again. And he's hit immediately by the Hawks defense. The Hawks defense has finally is starting to figure out how to defend against this ground pound from Shama Luani. Now they don't have to figure out how to get around Beach, though. Luani across and out of bounds, and they're going to move the chains.
Go inside, give it to Luani, let him pound it outside, bounce it outside, I should say, just enough to pick up the first down. And yeah, the front 7, we forced a 3-and-out on the last one. But if Snow College continues to pick up 3-4 yards per play, the average goes down, but you'll still move the chains and march down the field.
And you can take up the time in the half. Braxton Kerr hands that one off to Weston Barlow. Barlow across for the first down, and he's got an open field, and he's tackled at about the 5-yard line.
Backside corner for Gila River. Came over to make the touchdown saving tackle. Keep Barlow out of the end zone. Aaron Mason able to get his shoelaces. First and goal, Badgers.
On the Hawks 4-yard line. We're about a minute away from the halfway through the third quarter, and the Badgers are about to score and make it 56. Kerr passes that one, but gets that one out of bounds.
Touchdown, they'll say.
They're going to call that a touchdown. That one received by Amin Fafita, and Fafita with his first touchdown of the game.
Love using the tight end in goal line situations when the field is short. Tight end, you got to use the tight end.
Oh,
Fafita's
yeah.
had some big catches already in this game. Get him in the end zone. Love the tight end calls on the little rollout play. 6.
You know, and Fafita is not their go-to tight end. Jackson O'Hare being their go-to tight end, but I think it was either last week or the game before that, O'Hare was injured and is sitting down there on the sideline. But Fafita is really filling his shoes nicely. O'Hare was definitely one of their main receivers at the tight end position, but Fafita obviously been able to do well there.
Well, you mentioned these Arizona boys, maybe a little chilly. Snow College Badgers are feeling nice and warm, though. How about a 56-7 score?
How about that? Yeah, right now in Ephraim, it says it is 72 degrees and sunny, but it is a little windy. How about this, though? Right now it's 72, but like you were talking about earlier, tomorrow the high is going to be 36 here in Ephraim with snow.
That's a little swing.
Welcome to Ephraim, Utah.
Love it, though.
Oh, yeah. Badgers' last game of the season, and I'll bet this is also Gila River's last game of the season. Gila River is not a team recognized by the NJC2A. They are kind of a club team of players from different community colleges in the Phoenix, Mesa, Arizona area.
That was touched, and then it went out of bounds. That's an interesting call.
In the past, they have called that as a safety. We'll see what the call is.
Maybe because he didn't have possession, it won't be. I guess I'm not 100% clear on what the rule is there, because the return man clearly touched the ball in the end zone. It was on the far end. It could have gone. Well, it went out of bounds.
It went out of bounds after
in
he
the end
touched
zone.
it.
So, but they are going to say it stays with the Hawks.
They're going to call that a touchback, give it to him on the 25-yard line. Yeah, so Suazo and the Hawks offense take the field again, hoping, praying to get something going against his Badger defense. He hands that one off to number 27 of the Hawks. That is Dylan Borgia. And Dylan gets a yard.
C.J. Murray in there on the tackle, along with Zach Hansen, 44-33. Limit to a gain of 1.
You know, and with a lot of these pass-heavy teams, you'll see the defense putting a lot more safeties and cornerbacks in, but not the Badgers. They are going heavy on that pass rush defense. That was Suazo to number 15 on that throw there, and it was connected to Christian Trevino.
Well, the Hawks are trying to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands a lot faster. They go play action pass, but still, it's a quick, fast-developing play. It's not something where Suazo is trying to sit back in the pocket, set his feet, and find his man. He's got one option on the play, and he's going to go play action. He's going to throw the football, and he's got to get out of his hands quick to avoid the pass rush.
These Badgers look itching for that snap so they can get in there. And that was another quick pass to Trevino, and that is enough for a first down.
Well, the Hawks able to get in a little bit of a rhythm here. They convert a 3rd down and short. March the ball down the field a little bit.
Those quick passes are the key to that movement. And we have another Hawks player down on the play. That is Hawks number 69, Jacob Wilton. He's down. So they will stop the clock with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
There have been a number of injuries on both teams, and not sure what it is or what it could be, but several.
Yeah, both teams have had multiple players down. In fact, just a little update, number 65 of the Badgers, that was Tyshawn Hurst earlier. He went down hard and limped off and was hopping off the field. We see him down here on the sideline. He is out of pads and on crutches. We'll see. Hopefully we'll have an update of what actually happened to him.
In the meantime, another Gila River Hawk is getting some attention.
Yeah, that is Jacob Wilton down there. And trainers from both sides of the field are out there helping him out.
So, Joe, I got to ask you about Snow TV a little more, and
Yes, sir.
just talking about what you guys do here. I think it's fantastic for kids right out of high school to come to Snow College and have some hands-on experience. You know, you can go to a D1 school, even some schools in the state of Utah, to go into broadcasting programs, but how many places can you go as a freshman and have hands-on experience, someone like yourself, to be on the air announcing? You've got a full crew here of students, freshmen, sophomores, that real-world life experience in video broadcasting and broadcast media. I think it's fantastic.
And, I mean, we also don't only have video broadcasting. I mean, not only do I do this for the athletics departments, but there are many students here that are also DJs on 88.9 FM The Cage.
Hey, now we're talking.
Which is the college radio station. So, I mean, anybody, and the reason I didn't even realize that this was an option. I didn't realize that this was something available to students here at Snow, or really at any college. So if there's anybody out there interested in finding out more, contact us. I believe contact Gary Chittister, gary.chittister@snow.edu, and he will gladly give you more information on how to join up with Snow TV.
He's not as rough as he looks. He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Oh, yeah.
It is a great program, and looks like the Hawk is getting up and see if he can make his way off the field.
They're able to pick him up, but he's going to have heavy assistance getting off the field. And he's hopping off as well. Really favoring that right leg, hopping off on his left. He has heavy assistance. You know, a lot of these injuries, we've been able to see them get up and walk off on their own power. But there have been a couple where it does not look good.
We'll see what the Hawks can do. See if they can put a drive together. They've had some quick passing options. Maybe that opens up that inside run game a little more. Maybe bounce a couple outside. See if they can have a drive put together against this tough Badger D.
Yeah. So Suazo in the shotgun. He has two men in the backfield, three receivers. Two men on his right, one on his left. He's looking deep to throw. He has a man, and he finds him right at about the 47-yard line. That pass was complete to Stevie Maddox.
I've been impressed by Suazo on this drive. A great job that time. This time he drops back, has the awareness to feel the pass rush, step up in the pocket, sling it downfield to his target, make a completion, set up a 2nd and short.
2nd and 1 for the Hawks. What a great drive coming together here in the 3rd quarter. I'll bet they're kind of kicking themselves, thinking if only we had done this in the 2nd quarter, maybe the score would not be 56-7. Suazo looking deep again. And that one intended for number 9, Cameron Gardner, but it was overthrown right over his head, and the pass is incomplete.
Good defense put on by the Badgers secondary on the coverage units. And that was going to be a tough completion for Suazo. He had to drop that one perfectly in there. The defense was right where they were supposed to be, and overthrows.
Right. Suazo in the shotgun. He has 3 men outright, 1 on his left. And he hands that one off. And there he is found almost immediately. That was passed off to number 27, Dylan Borja.
Big block on that play by big 72, Daniel Pena. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to call that a pancake, probably not, but he was laying on top of his defender, and that gave the ball carrier just enough room to get around and out across the sticks to move the chains. Good job, Pena.
What an amazing luck for the Hawks to be able to pick up. That's their second first down in the drive. I don't think we've seen a second first down from them since their scoring drive early in the first quarter.
It's certainly been tough sledding to pick up those consecutive first downs.
Yeah. Suazo looking to throw, and that one intended for number 12, Manuel Harris.
Harris looking for the pass interference call. He's not going to get it. That's one of those timing routes, and the pass was just a little bit late on that comeback. And Suazo, we don't know what kind of experience he has coming into this game. Obviously, he's not the same quarterback that played for the Hawks in the first half, but so we don't know what that chemistry is or what it's been built of. But that's one of those things that over time you're able to put that together. Suazo's able to kind of fill his receiver when he cuts, and so as soon as he turns around, the ball is there, and you can complete that pass.
Suazo is the sophomore quarterback out of Paramus, New Jersey, playing down there in Arizona. So that one is completed to Manuel, right almost at the first down. We'll see where they mark him. Manuel Harris with the reception there.
And for any receivers out there watching this, young receivers, look at Manuel. Go back and watch this play, because on those curl routes, what receivers love to do, at least young receivers, is to stop. You curl around, you stop, and you wait for the quarterback to get you. You can't do that. You've got to come back to the quarterback. When you hook it backwards, keep running back to the quarterback. That's what Manuel did. That's what gave him the separation to make the completion and move the chains.
Great play, great drive being put together here for the Hawks. Slow but steady. They keep moving the chains. They've got under a minute and a half left in the third quarter. Suazo looking to throw. He threw off balance, but still completed that pass. He's able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Christian Trevino with the reception there.
Good play in the open field tackle. Hey, I like this guy, Duke. Yeah,
Duke Atiga.
Duke Atiga. I love a fellow Duke. Atiga, nice job in the open field. You got a guy that's shifty with speed. You break it down, you get him in the ankles. Nice open field tackle. Duke.
Yeah. You know, and this third quarter seems like it's gone by a lot quicker than others, but that is because of that mercy rule timing. If you're just joining us in this third quarter, the Badgers were up coming into this quarter 49-7. That throw was blocked, batted down by the Badger defense.
Duke again.
Duke Atiga
Telling
again.
you, something in the name.
So that mercy rule timing coming into the third quarter, the Badgers were up 49-7. When a team is up by 35 points or more at the halftime, they start the mercy rule timing. They run the clock through out of bounds. They only stop the clock for scoring plays, timeouts, and injuries. So we are out of time in the third quarter, bringing in the fourth quarter.
Well, a lot of players getting some time in this one, of course, last game of the season, and you'd expect that anyway, but the score the way it is, you're seeing pretty much anybody with some orange on putting the helmet and getting a chance to get some game time out on the field. 15 minutes to go in this season, and you talk about the Snow College Badgers and what they've been able to accomplish this year, and a 4-3 overall record, if I'm not mistaken. Some big wins. I think the biggest one of the season, probably that first game of the year when they went on the road and picked up that huge one, and hit some road blocks or road bumps along the way. And, you probably don't get a bowl game. We'll see how things shake out for Snow College. You mentioned the 8-game schedule. It's hard to hit 6 wins when you play 8 times.
Yeah.
And we're not even sure if this one even counts, where Gila River is not a sanctioned team by the NJCAA.
Right.
So, the independent schedule, we'll see how it goes for Snow College. Of course, what happened in Arizona was a big part of that with the disbanding of all the juniors. You can't have a conference if you don't have the schools to play in. So, it was almost, we'll see how the independent schedule works. They certainly lined up the competition to have success. And, moving forward, week after week, playing those top-ranked opponents can be tough.
It's got to be hard for the Snow Badgers, though, because, wow, that was a beautiful play by Suazo. He was under pressure, but he was able to get through and get a gain of about 4 there. Brings up 4th and 4. I would be surprised if they don't go for it here. You're down by 49 points. You're in the 4th quarter. You gotta just pray and try it. The hard thing for the Snow College football team, though, their nearest opponent is in Colorado Springs, Colorado, Air Force Academy Prep. But then the next closest opponents are going to be Iowa, Kansas, Texas. Whereas before this season, they were just going to Arizona. Oh, beautiful, beautiful play there. The run, Jaden Thompson. Yeah.
Thompson able to convert the 4th and 5, and what you're saying, Joe, is exactly right. And you talk about you go to Texas to play football. There's some football players in Texas, right? There's a couple of football players, and so the conference schedule before, it was competitive. It was so fun, and Snow College was always in it there at the end, and always had a chance, and the competition level was always extremely high. But this year, when it's nationally ranked opponents year after year after year, and you have to do that as an independent when you don't have that's the only choice you have.
Right.
But boy, is it tough. Just ask those folks up in Provo. It's tough.
So there was a flag on the play, false start on the offense, a 5-yard penalty, so that'll bring up 1st and 15 for the Hawks from their own 21-yard line. Play action. Suazo looking to throw. Interception. Beautiful interception there. Snow College number 9, Bryce Hampton, with that interception and a beautiful run back. I mean, what more can you say?
Yeah, Hampton was in the right spot at the right time. The pass by Suazo was thrown behind his intended receiver, and Hampton was right where he needed to be, right on the receiver's hip. And actually, the pass went right to him instead of the receiver because it was thrown a little late, little behind. And one of the few mistakes we've seen from Suazo in this half, and it leads to a turnover. Badger football at their own 25.
The Badgers have just over 12 minutes left to really run out that clock. I don't think they're going to go for a score here as much as they're going to try to run that clock as much as they can.
It is Kerr's last game, though, as a Badger, and a late hit as he's knocked down.
Kerr is hit late, but he completes that pass to Higginson on the right side.
Just saying, I don't mind the Badgers letting Kerr throw it a little bit. He's a sophomore. The season didn't go as he had expected. He was coming in to, put together a special season for Snow College. Some injuries and some unfortunate things. He's got 12 minutes of football in the orange. I don't mind him letting him sling it some.
Especially when you're up by 49 points, let him play. Let him do what he came to Snow College to do, play football.
Does take a hit, though, there at the end, and clearly a late hit, so that'll be 15.
That's first down from their own 46-yard line, and Kerr hands out one to Shama Luwani. Luwani, oh, wow, what a beautiful jump that was. The defender went low there, Luwani with the jump. The defender grabbed a bit of his foot, and he came down, but got the first down there. Beautiful run by Shama. Kerr has 4 receivers, 3 on his right, 1 on his left. Play action and a throw. That one completed. Broke 2 tackles there.
Getting Fafita on the reception, little tight end curl.
Braxton Kerr to Ammon Fafita. Brought down by Devin Pulte.
Kerr in the shotgun. Hands that one to Shama. Shama Luwani right up the middle. And that's a first down right there.
Luwani's running with some intensity here on this drive. Breaking tackles. You mentioned the hurdle. One of those don't try this at home moves. And then this time able to put his shoulders down and just blow over a couple.
You know, I played lacrosse when I was in high school. And my mom always told me never to do she called them the oh my hell moves. It's the moves that make the moms go, oh my hell.
What?
Kerr hands that one to Weston Barlow. Barlow up the middle, and he gets across for the first down inside the 10-yard line.
Great blocking up front. Barlow had a huge hole. Great vision after the hole from Barlow to kind of weave his way down the field, put the Badgers first and goal inside the 10.
Snow College.
So Kerr in the shotgun. 2 men in the backfield, 3 receivers out wide. And he hands that one off to Barlow. Barlow up the middle, and he is across. And they call that a touchdown. Touchdown Badgers, 62-7. How about that?
Well, I think Snow College is just barely going to sneak this one out here at the end of the game, thanks to the aggressive rushing by Barlow.
Yeah, I mean, that is a pretty close game considering.
Great vision by Barlow and the front, the blocking at the point of attack on the line of scrimmage on that drive especially, all game long, but that drive there's just hole after hole, huge holes, and then Barlow with the vision down the field to hit the cutbacks, find the lanes, 6 more.
Barlow, probably their lead rushers in the game other than Garrison Beach, of course. But Beach, they've sat him for this second half, giving Braxton Kerr some time in his last time in the orange uniform. But that is Snow's their ninth touchdown of the game.
I think 1, maybe 2 punts, if I remember correctly, and it's been a route since the onslaught.
Yeah. But it's got to be a good feeling for those sophomores down there on the Badgers sideline thinking, great, let's finish out my career here at Snow with a great win.
That's how you always want to end it. You want to end the season with a win, and I look back at 2004 was I believe it was a year that Snow College went to the national championship game, and they were in it and they had a chance to win it, and it slipped away from them at the end. And I remember talking to some of the sophomores after the game, and they had a fantastic season in the national championship, but you know what? They lost their last game, and they couldn't get it done, and it just leaves a little taint, and for Snow College to come out here and no, this isn't the national championship game. It doesn't have the hype and the notoriety and everything behind it, but you come out here and you take care of business, and you just feel better about it. You just have a way to end your season on a positive note.
Pisano struggling to keep that ball standing upright. The wind keeps blowing it over.
I'll go hold it for him if he wants.
I don't know if I would want to be right there in the middle of all that.
Yeah, well, I won't stay very long, I'll tell you that. I'd grab that tee and hustle off.
I'm the kind of guy with what they call built-in padding. I'm not sure I want to be down in there. So they get that one down to gets out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. The Hawks will take over from their own 23.
Talk about the sophomores wanting to end a game. It's also a big deal for the freshmen and the coaches, because what's going to happen now is the freshmen are going. They're the next leaders, and they're going to come up as sophomores next season and hopefully lead this team. But also, it's a big deal for the upcoming freshman class, because now the coaches, they have to go, and they always do this. They never take off the recruiting trail, but now they've really got to hit it hard and find out, all right, who's coming up next. Well, they can look at the game like this and some of the other big wins that Snow College has had on the season and help bring in top talent.
And they can also see in the game which freshmen are doing exactly what they need to do, technically perfect games, and be able to play them in the season starters next season.
Another injured player after that one. Stop the clock at 7:58 to go.
And that is the Badgers down, or not Badgers, excuse me, the Hawks. It looks like Jaden Lee, number 57, down.
Well, we have about 8 minutes to go in the game, and Joe, it's been a pleasure to be here. I look over Ephraim, and what a great town this is, a great community this is, and Snow College is a big part of what happens here. And I'm an unpaid spokesman right now, okay? And I'm just, man, if you have a family member or friend or maybe yourself personally looking at a place to go start your education, Snow College, you can come join Joe and the crew over at Snow TV and the Cage, the radio station, or maybe that's not your cup. There's so many opportunities here at Snow College, and I know Snow College does a great job hitting what they do best, and you look at the price point compared to the education. Bar none, one of the biggest things that Snow has going for them is the quality of education compared to the price that you pay at some of the other schools, and not even the bigger schools. We're talking some of the other 2-year schools in the state of Utah and around the area.
Seriously.
Snow College is right up in there, and go check them out. Snow.edu. I had a fantastic experience. I don't regret my decision to come to Snow. Badger for life. I do say I miss the old blue and gold, but the orange is growing on me too. The orange is growing on me, but I love it. Snow.edu, and for what it's worth, go check it out.
Please do. Come join us. We would be happy to have you down here. And I better say this as well, Duke. It's been a pleasure having you here, helping us out this week, and really thank you for coming all the way from Star Valley.
Hey, pleasure's mine. Quick hit on the outside.
Quick hit. That one was Keyshawn White with the reception there. Yeah. You know, it's starting to cool down, though. That breeze is really starting to cool it down, and it's probably really affecting those pass plays too.
Well, it's hard to throw. It's hard to throw into the wind. It's even more difficult to throw. The wind's going across the field, and so it just does weird things to a football.
Suazo looking downfield. He keeps it for a bit, but he throws it, and that is incomplete. The intended receiver there, Marcus Norvell II.
Late flag back in at the line of scrimmage as well.
Let's see if that's a late hit. One more point for Snow College, like we were just talking about. You can hear in the background here the band. The music program here at Snow College is absolutely amazing. I mean, music, business programs.
Yep.
You've got the broadcasting program. You've got just elite sports.
Well, they offer one of the music programs. It's a 4-year degree, so that's
right.
Extremely unique. And in another life, I was a trombone player. I'm a better broadcaster than a trombone player, which doesn't say much, and it's a good thing because I was a horrible trombone player. Didn't have a shot here at the Badger Pep Band. So, great opportunities.
Suazo, a quick pass there, but it is batted down by the Badger defense. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left here. Tueva Tufaga with the breakup there.
Just an impressive outing. This Badger defense has put the clamps down. There's just been a couple of tries here and there where the Hawks have been able to put together a first down or two, a couple of consecutive first downs. But just in all aspects of the defensive game, the linemen, the linebackers, the DBs, everyone's just played solid, sound, technical, great outing tonight.
Oh, yeah. And that is a bad snap, low snap. Suazo couldn't get a hold of it, and that is a loss of, 10 or 15 there.
A big loss on the play, and that's going to make things really difficult for the Hawks. Gila River will have a fourth and extremely long, and of course, You want to go for it here. It's going to be 4th and 25, if not a few more.
Yeah.
And you're deep in your own territory. Ball spotted back inside the 30, inside the 25-yard line. But you know what? What's the worst that can happen? You turn it over on downs and Snow scores, I guess. So
I mean, sad to say, you're going to lose the game anyway. Why not go for it on 4th and forever? Looking deep. He has a man. Gets back up to, I mean, in any other situation, that would have been a perfect play. That would have been a first down. But with 4th and forever, that barely gets him back to within 10 yards. And the Badgers will take over from the Hawks 36-yard line.
yeah, you're hoping for a little run after the catch there. If you can get some separation to move the chain. I mean, you just coaches just don't have. Let's drop the old 4 and 25 play. You know, you just don't have one of those to pull out. So you're hoping to get a crossing route, maybe downfield, where you can get some yards after catch, and got the catch, just not the yards after.
So the Badgers waiting for the call from the refs. The refs all talking in there. They place the ball, and the Badgers will take over. Braxton Kerr.
Guess we were.
Oh, excuse me.
That was 3rd down. We were off.
That was
the
third
sticks
down.
were off on the far side in one play.
Yeah, so the Hawks are gonna punt it to the Badgers.
And they'll wait for the play clock to tick all the way down.
Rangel with the punt. That fair catch.
It's almost catch interference, but they let it play out, and Badgers will keep it.
Badgers 38-yard line. Higginson with the reception there. So now Braxton Kerr and the Badger offense will take the field.
I don't know what's next for a lot of these players. You talk about Kerr, of course, because he's in the quarterback position, but all the sophomores on this team, from the running backs to receivers to the linemen. This is just one of those last special moments that you have. You got the pep band going.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful day out in Ephraim. A lot of student support here, and just soaking in these last couple minutes, hoping to make a big play.
The Mountain America rowdy crowd down here. They're in the student section, the rowdy crowd. They were rowdy earlier when the Badgers, I didn't ever think it was possible to get tired of the Badgers scoring, but the rowdy crowd has kind of proved that they're a little tired.
The rowdy has dropped a little, yes.
Yeah.
It's always fun. One of the best things about college football is the student involvement, the environments here on game day.
Oh, yeah. Kerr hands out one to Shama Luwani. Luwani across for the first down. And across midfield into Hawks territory. And we are on the 3-minute mark here, left in the 4th quarter. This second half has sure gone by quick, and again, it's because of that mercy rule.
Running clock, it stopped for scores, timeouts, injuries, unfortunately a couple of those, but it's just tick-tock one by one, and here we are with less than 3, and
Kerr
was a
throws
little
up
awkward.
a prayer. That was a weird, I think the offensive line didn't even realize that they were going.
I think that was intentional. I think, yeah, they're going to call defensive offsides. That just felt weird.
Yeah, that felt a little awkward there.
Either way, it's a 5 gimme.
A net gain for the Badgers there. So 1st and 5. Kerr hands that one off to Shama Luwani. Luwani across, and he's going to have the first down. Luwani with an amazing game here in the second half.
Luwani's one of those ball carriers that's always looking for the open lane. You can tell as you watch him run, he's got the speed, the athleticism, the agility to find that open seam. And always looking for that lane to open up, that crease where he can cut across.
Luwani, one of those other one of the other sophomores who is playing his last game in a Badger uniform. Kerr in the shotgun. He hands that one to Luwani. Luwani gets right up there. A gain of a yard. They're going to give him a yard there.
Spotted at the 35.
So
And
2nd and 9. They're going to pull Luwani out and put Weston Barlow in back there with Kerr. So Kerr is flanked by Weston Barlow and Soma Helu. West play action to Weston Barlow, but Kerr kept it.
under a minute to go in the game. Kerr with the quarterback option. He likes to keep it, and third down, and this will likely be your last play of the game.
Oh yeah.
Let's let Kerr air one up here, shall we? Let's throw one more in the end zone.
Why not? Why not? This is his last play in a Badger uniform. Why not let him? And he hands that one to Sham Luwani. Luwani across for the first down, and he gets pushed out of bounds inside the 25. But they're going to let that clock run out. Under 20 seconds.
Impressive outing for the Badgers. Congratulations to them on a fantastic season. And, to come out in a game like this, kind of knew or expected or had a hunch on how this one might go, and it probably went that way.
Right.
And Snow College, all you can do in this type of situation is just do what you're supposed to do. And they did that, and things look like maybe it'll be a little closer than they were supposed to early on, but the Badgers woke themselves up, and you come out and you do what you're supposed to do, and they took care of business. Congrats to them on a great year and a fantastic finish this afternoon.
So thank you so much for tuning in to Snow TV and Centricom Channel 10. I've been Joe Williams, and my partner here, Duke Dance, bringing you this game. We hope you join us for all other Badger sports right here on Snow TV. We also broadcast business seminars and the convocation every Wednesday and Thursday at 12:30. So please tune into that. Tune in next season for some Badger TV, Badger football. Thank you so much for watching.
Joe, you're the man. Nice job, brother.
Thank you. Do you have any pointers, anything that you think I can improve on?
Man, you're off to a good start. You said it was only your fourth game?
My fourth game
Fourth
ever.
game doing play-by-play?
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's good. I think you do a good job with the flow, the pace, the tempo. So much of announcing is just keeping the broadcast going. And,
Right.
these guys do their thing and keep the video and graphics, but as the announcer, we just drive it. We drive it. So I think the only suggestion I would have for you